What's up, man? Episode number 9.
Is we rolling?
We are rolling, dude.
Hell yeah. We got our homie, Adam.
We have Adam in today, special guest.
What's up?
Yeah, I've known Adam since middle school. I think we met when you moved. You came to the middle school that I was at around 7th grade.
7th grade, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I think we've been friends since. We don't always hang out, but no matter what, I think we always seem to communicate and contact each other. You know,
For sure. Yeah, I don't think I've seen you since 2019.
Damn.
so much for communicating.
Yeah.
Dude, don't trip, man. I didn't see him for like a whole fucking year and a half, I think.
Yeah, no, I
It'd
think
be like that.
it's like little spurts where, I disappear.
Damn.
How
Were
did
you guys close in high school though, or what?
Not really. We've just always been cool. I feel like I don't think there's ever been a point where we were like super good friends, but we were just always cool with each other.
Yeah.
I think, well, first of all, you and I and one other person were like 2 of 3 Latinos in our grade in middle school.
That's true.
Fuck.
You know what I mean?
So
it's
right-
like that
right
vibe,
there-
I guess.
Wait, you were in Lions then? Or no?
Yeah, he went to
Yeah,
LT.
yeah, I went to LT, yeah.
Okay. Oh, Lions is the lame way of saying it.
No.
No.
Lions
I remember
Lions
LT was the cool way.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's just, short for Lions Township.
But that's the high school, and then we were also went to middle school for 2 years before that.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think you guys are 100% right because I went to you guys' homecoming.
Really?
And, yeah, dude. And dude, yeah, we were like the only fucking beaners there.
Well, no, I
Era
think
puro güero,
the high
dude.
school was a little bit more mixed. There was,
For real?
yeah, there was black.
There's
there was
still more whites
Hispanic.
than I've ever seen in my
Yeah,
life.
it was mainly white, but there's definitely like Baisas that went there that
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all lived in like countries in this one. A lot of them at least lived in this one like complex and countryside. You ever been there? It's just like all Mexicans.
Is that like behind? And is that the neighborhood behind like where Target and Kashani's is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
It's on what is that? Joliet or Fort
East.
Yeah, East.
Is that where the good food is at, huh?
Not even, dude.
Nah, fuck, dude.
No, I think just a lot of the Mexican or Hispanic population
Yeah.
lived. Then
And
went
then
to our
there
high
was-
school and lived
Which
there.
is weird because then they're in LaGrange, there was like an area like that was mainly like black.
Was it
Yeah.
ghetto right there in that complex or no?
I mean, it's just Mexican. I wouldn't say it was ghetto. It was just like a complex. Like there was not like it wasn't like it was a neighborhood. It was really just like a bunch of apartment complexes, and then the rest of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there was a good amount.
What I always from high school, and I always tell people this because coming from, I mean, I grew up in the city for less time than my cousin did, but I know like what it is to live in I guess what you consider a bad neighborhood, right?
Right.
Or ghetto or whatever, or the hood. And moving from that to the suburbs, I had that understanding like, okay, like this is way better. I'm going to really appreciate this and enjoy it. And then you would run into these kids in fucking
Yes.
high school, dude, that were wannabe gangsters, dude. They were wannabe
You're like, get the
gangbangers
fuck out of here,
with
bro.
the pants sagging and walking around the school like they're hot shit. Not gonna lie, dude. I was friends with some of them because they were cool with me. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, dude, why you acting like this over here?
Dude, you have that
Yeah.
demeanor, that walk, that style, like in Chicago when you're walking around, you're gonna run into some problems for sure.
Yeah,
For
and that's
sure.
what I thought every time when I would like, and those guys, the guys that I was cool with, it's cool, whatever. They can do whatever they want. But it's more like the guys that were trying to act hard and try to act like, yeah, fuck yeah, man. I'm a gangbanger over here in Lyons Township High School
Oh my
in
god.
Western Springs, Illinois, baby.
God dang.
And it's like, yo, your parents moved here so you can avoid that.
Yeah, I
You know what I
know.
mean?
I know.
And yet you're acting a fool over here.
They're fucking rich as fuck and shit. Like fuck that, dude.
Dude, the funny part is Hector and I were talking about this on the way over here. The most fights I've ever seen in high school and till this day are between Latinas, like were girls fighting. I was telling him there's this girl we went to high school with, and I remember walking out of one of my classes one time, and then just seeing her pull some girl by the hair, like pull her head down, and then just started uppercutting her in the face
Hell yeah.
over and over again, and just like bitch, bitch, bitch,
Damn.
like it, almost like it was like an EDM song, like about like the beat was about
And
to
you're
drop.
like,
it was just like on theme, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like on rhythm.
It's like that
on
one,
beat.
those remixes they do, right? Like the,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
my shit.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I was waiting for the snare and the hi hat to come in, dude.
Oh, hell no.
It was crazy, dude. Yeah. Yeah, that girl was super cool. She ended up having a kid by junior year.
For real?
Super
It'd
cool.
be like that, man.
Yeah. It was crazy. But yeah, and then it was always like the Latinas that were fighting, like, and that was the only fights I ever saw in high school were all like Hispanic women.
Honestly, yeah. I had one. There was one instance where I was in Spanish for Spanish speakers. I think I was I was a sophomore in high school, and these were two freshmen that were in my class. These guys were straight, what you would call fresh off the boat. You know, they just came in from Mexico.
Oh, shit. Some little bad
So,
motherfuckers.
These
huh?
poor guys, I mean, they had broken English. They were in that Spanish for Spanish speakers. You can tell they just felt out of place and they weren't really paying attention. But for some reason, this one guy that he was just being a dick to this other kid. He realized he could pick on him and that he would get pissed. So he would just start slowly picking on him and saying stuff to him. Then boom, sure enough, this guy gets pissed as fuck. They get out into the hall and boom, start swinging.
Wait, the fresh off the boat guy was some random dude? Or
Both.
what?
Honestly, I don't know if they were both fresh off the boat, but I think they were. But one of the guys, he just went ham. He lost it. The guy that was getting picked on, he just said, "Fuck you, dude. I'm gonna fuck you up."
Let me tell you this, dude. There's a reason why there's people in Mexico right now chopping heads off. Those people are fearless, dude. They don't give a fuck, dude. There's this little kid in grammar school, also fresh off the beach. You know what I'm saying? He was the worst fucking kid in the school. He wanted to fight the fucking teacher. He's a bad motherfucker, bro.
Damn.
He was bad, and it wasn't just him. Like a lot of them that came, they're like little badasses, dude. Cause in Mexico, like the little pueblos and shit, they're small, dude. Like the guys from my town was saying that when they went to high school and out in the pueblo, that like they be smoking with teacher or having beers with them. Like, yeah, dude, they're not gonna come over here and go like this and shit. Like they ain't doing that. They're fucking ready to fuck some shit up. But I want to bring something up though. Like, you know, you said that you saw that chick going like bam, bam.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
dude, I knew these two chicks, right? They were best friends, dude. They were the craziest bitches I've ever fucking seen in my life. They were like celebrities, dude, in my school. Reason why was because they were ghetto as fuck, dude, and they were scarier than the dudes. Like they were on some hardcore fighting shit. So when they would get in fights, dude, they literally had videos, and literally they'd fight with the fucking chicks. They drag them to the floor, grab their head, grab their fucking hair, boom, boom, start. Dude, you would hear the. You know, on the fucking floor, dude. And she's like, yeah, bitch. You want more, bitch? And she's just punching them and slamming them, dude. Like, dude, like, all the girls were scared to even gossip a little bit about them. They were fucking fearless, dude. Yeah, and yeah, they were Latina, both of them, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a badge of honor, dude.
Oh,
They
dude,
were
yeah.
"Fuck
Like,
yeah."
dude, like, Chris Brown, I fucking dare you, bro. I fucking dare you. They'll fucking tear your ass up, bro.
Dude, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
crazy.
mean, like, I was scrawny, dude. At least as, like, a freshman, that girl, Benita, could have knocked me out for sure, dude. I was, like, 130 pounds.
Fuck.
No, definitely, dude.
Yeah, and I'm sure she's been through some shit already, man. She's experienced. She's, like you said, a veteran.
Oh yeah, dude. I was remembering right now. Also happened at LT. There was this taller chick. I think I know her name, but I don't want to say it. But
Nah, you can say it, fuck it.
well, it was this tall volleyball chick. Her name was Anna, and I remember we were at a dance, right? And I took you to that dance,
Yeah.
and you said, "Oh, yeah, dude, I was dancing," and I don't know where like some chick just like screamed. You know, I actually he stepped on this girl while he was dancing at the homecoming.
All I heard was like, my fucking toe. I'm like,
Because you know what? The dances, at the high school dances, the girls would take off their heels. They'd be like, oh, my feet hurt. They'd
Right,
take
right,
off their
right.
heels and
Yeah,
they'd be
yeah.
barefoot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
jokes on them. Huh.
All these guys, all these,
I'm out here with
all
my
these-
steel-toed
Yeah.
boots.
Yeah, right.
So
Beep.
watch
all
out.
these studs over here are wearing their fucking hardcore shoes, dancing shoes, and yeah, she got fucking stepped on. But when that happened, we didn't know who it was because it was dark, right? You just heard the girl scream and like that her toe was fucked up.
Yeah, I instantly walked away to Hector, like, red as fuck. I was like, dude, I just stepped on the chick's toe. Like, the chick was all screaming, like, in fucking pain. I'm just like, fuck.
And it wasn't no little step, right?
Yeah, no, I don't know what the fuck I was doing,
He
man.
was doing the cha-cha slide.
Yeah, dude, I did the whole fucking dance on her toe or something.
Right foot, one
Yeah.
stomp.
Yeah,
foot, one
dude,
stomp.
legit, man. Hey, what happened to that chick though?
So the reason why I found out that it was that chick was because I knew the girl, and she played volleyball. It was a really tall ass chick, and I was in the athletic trainer's room getting my ankles taped before like a soccer practice or a game, and she went in and she was limping, and like with crutches. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, hey, what happened to you? She's like, oh man, somebody stepped on me at the dance and broke my toe.
Oh fuck.
Dude, boom!
Our
Right there, I was
volleyball
like,
team would have
ding.
won state that year, dude, if it wasn't for you, bro.
Yeah, dude, if,
dare you,
if
dude.
only at that moment I could have had the la da 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 da,
Oh yeah,
the thug life.
dude! Instantly, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I had to keep my cool because I'm like, I know exactly
You wanted to laugh, didn't you?
who
Fucker?
stepped on your toe.
Did you want to laugh a little bit or what?
Yeah, dude, it was a little bit funny. I'm not gonna lie, because I knew the person.
No, it's like that one time we went to Riot Fest, right? And dude, it was fucking packed, and it was at Douglas Park. So you know Douglas Park ain't no fucking grass in there, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't no park. So like it was muddy as fuck. It had rain like the whole fucking week. Moral story is that System of a Down came, so it was super packed because you know they just got reunited. The front of the crowd was pushing back, and then the back of the crowd was pushing forward. So everyone in the middle was like fucking falling. Dude, I had like this 7-foot dude behind me, like fucking about to follow me. There was a chick, dude. I literally like was some Titanic shit, dude. She was going like this, like her hand just going down in the crowd. And the dude was like, no, my girlfriend. And the dude, I started screaming, dude. I was like, stop it. And the fucking guy behind me was like, and I'm just like, nah.
No, dude, it was really scary. It was really fucking scary. We were at the show too with him, and he got ahead of us somehow, right?
Yeah, no, it's because they kept
You got-
pushing forward, dude.
People were just pushing forward, and nobody was giving space.
Wow.
So at that point, me and Emilio were like, you know what? Let's go. And Emilio was the one that convinced me. He's like, hey, dude, I'm thirsty. Let's just go. So after we went out of the crowd and got water, we came back and we stayed all the way towards the back because we're like, dude, like they had to stop the show like 5 or 6 times.
Dude, remember I told you that it was muddy as fuck?
Yeah.
So it was so muddy that you can like your foot would like, you know, get that suction from the mud,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I reached a point where I felt something solid, bro. Dude, I'm pretty sure I stepped on somebody. For sure. Like I'm positive. And like System of a Down was like, if you guys don't calm the fuck down, we're gonna stop this show. It was like, cause we literally have someone going to the ER right now. We don't know if they're gonna live or die. He's like, you
That's
guys need to
crazy.
settle down. He's like,
Yeah.
seriously. He's like, this concert is not worth someone's life.
This wasn't no Travis Scott concert, dude. Yeah.
No, yeah, he was in the fucking asshole about
Yeah.
it.
But yeah, no, dude. That's why when that whole thing happened in was that South Korea?
Korea, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. You like
Wait,
I-
what happened in South Korea? Yeah, for real.
There,
What was that
there,
shit?
there was like a stampede, and it wasn't even like a fest. It was like a festival or something, but
For
it wasn't like a
Halloween,
music
right?
festival. Like it was like a Halloween celebration. It was like in a shopping area, and
Fucking
there were just so many
trick-or-treating or
people
what?
packed in this little small, and it was outdoors, bro. But there were so many people who kept packing into like this mall, like outdoor mall, like shopping area, and everyone packed together. That eventually it just hit like critical mass, and like 100 people died, bro.
Are you serious?
Over
140 something.
Wait,
yeah.
did the building collapse? Or you said it was
No,
outside,
no,
right?
dude.
No, it
This
wasn't
is
anything,
just from how
getting smushed.
how many people were in the crowd.
What the fuck?
Just from
Isn't
'cause
that
it
insane,
got
dude?
to a point where in the center people couldn't move. They literally were like too tightly packed, bro.
Ooh,
And like
you
people
think
got
you get squished to
stepped
death
on
or
and
no?
smushed. Yeah,
But like as far as like, let's say you're standing, could you think someone could
But it's like
literally squish you to
people
death? or
fall
no?
and there's no room to pick you up.
Think about it.
bro.
Then once you
Like
fall,
that chick.
people are stepping on you. They're crushing your head.
And,
Yeah,
and then they start
stampeded.
panicking and
Oh man.
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
and I
dude.
saw
Sad,
this
dude.
heartbreaking video on Reddit, bro, and it was a cop like begging people by himself, like, go back, don't go this way.
Yeah, that
There's
was
too
me,
many
for
people
sure.
here. Go back, and he's then like people just aren't listening to him and they're freaking out, and it's just one guy.
Yeah.
Dude, it's scary. So I learned something that day. I learned people don't give a fuck, dude. Dude, people do not give. I literally screamed the top of this guy. Dude was crying, dude. Like, and you know, in all reality, we probably were, but like he was like almost crying, like because like they were killing his
It was
girl.
a panic. Like somebody's gonna die. Yeah.
No, yeah, dude. Like even I was like, dude, like stop. And I'm telling you, the guy behind me was like yeah, like he kept doing it more. I'm like, dude, this ain't no mosh pit, bro. Like this is fucked up, you
But,
know?
dude, I've been to shows before, not that intense, but almost as intense, like where I go into the mosh pit just so I can breathe.
Damn.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember
because
that
it's
happened.
too tight everywhere else.
Yeah, I remember. I think
Fuck.
that happened at probably like when I went to go see Under Oath when I was like 15, 16, and like people were just
That's
going
like
so
a
crazy.
that's like a death metal type of band.
They're a
right?
metalcore
Metalcore,
band, yeah. And I was at the Riviera, and the Riviera has a so there's the floor, right, but it's kind of small, and then they have like a second floor, which is still general admission, but it's a little higher, and they eventually once they count people, and they eventually don't let people onto the bottom floor like as close as you can get.
Mhm.
So you have to stay like by this railing. But people started jumping from the railing into the bottom floor.
Holy
it's only like
shit.
5 feet.
Still though.
It's not
Yeah,
super high. But people were
yeah.
like, screw it, and so it got super packed in there, and I couldn't breathe. One of my friends got kicked in the head by a crowd surfer, and then like I just was like, and I went into the mosh pit, dude, just to get like a breath of fresh air.
Dude, and fucking 15, that's some scary shit.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't consider anything bad. I was just
Didn't
like,
you have a fucked up wrist one time from a concert? I remember you in middle school that you went to a concert and you had a messed up wrist, or I think it might have been Tim.
it might have been Tim.
Yeah.
Tim's always had wrist
Same
problems.
your bro?
Yeah, one of our friends.
Rest in peace, Tim.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
for
passed
real?
away,
Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, it was probably him. You know, that's how we met. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we met. Like, obviously, we went to school together.
Yeah.
But the reason how we started talking is we all came back from spring break with broken bones, and that's how I became good friends with you and Tim.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah, Hector's always guilty of that.
2000. You don't remember what it was? 2007, 2006.
For sure, an ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you came in. I remember because our gym teacher at the time would greet everyone in the front door, and like as everyone was walking in, and he was like, "Another one?" And when I walked in, and I'm like, "What do you mean another one?" He was like, "You're the second person today who's like has a cast or like a sling on." I broke my collarbone
Ooh.
because I was riding on the pegs of my friend's bike, and he was racing another one of my friends, and the pegs started to shake and they were vibrating.
Oh, man.
So I was like, "Oh, I think the pegs are about to pop off." So I was like, "Hey, slow down. I think the pegs are gonna like break." and he was like, "No, because they were racing, right?" And so I'm like, "All right, I'm just gonna jump off." So I just jumped off, thinking I would like just just immediately just like be able to go as fast, you know. And I think I got like maybe 2.5, 3 steps in. And then I just fell, and then like I was about to like face plant into the street,
Oh,
but I
fuck.
turned to the side at the last second, and I landed on my arm, and broke my collarbone, like completely split it in half.
Did that hurt?
Yeah, I thought I was like, oh my god, I broke my shoulder, and then I like went
Because
back.
this pokes out, right? Like
Well, I didn't notice that. I just noticed the pain. And my dad, I'll tell you something about my dad and what he thought of me at the time. He was like, "It's probably just a bruise. You'll be fine." I didn't go to the hospital for 2 days.
Damn. You're like,
Dude, and we had like a doctor friend from the church we went to, and before I went to the hospital, they made me go see this doctor at like this church just so he could look at it, and he just like he's like, "So what happened?" And I tell him, and he goes, "That's broken. He needs to go to the emergency room." Right now."
What
He
the
just one little touch.
fuck?
He goes, "That's broken. Like he needs to go to the hospital."
Oh, my
right
God.
now."
Holy shit.
And
man.
dude, I got an X-ray, and the like doctor or whatever was like, "Are you sure you want to look at it?" And I said, "Yeah, I want to see, bro." Half of my bone was here, the other half was up here, bro. About
God.
to poke through my skin.
Snapped it, dude.
Damn.
And they were like, "Woo!" Dude, when they found out it happened 2 days before, they were just like,
Fuck.
he could have severed like an artery. Like, you don't
Damn.
know what. They were like, you guys are freaking crazy.
Your dad's like, nah, it's just a bruise, fam.
Yeah.
That's some old school shit. Because my aunt, I think, went through the same thing. She had broken her elbow, and I don't know how long she lasted before she actually went to the hospital.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like you would know right away it's broken, right? Or you might be like,
I knew. I'll tell you that. It was a
Once-
pain I never felt in my life.
Exactly. You know
s-
it instantly.
You could still feel it. Here, you want to feel it? So you
Oh,
can
yeah,
feel
fuck it.
where the bone was and then where it used to be. So that's where it normally is. And that's, you feel that?
oh yeah.
And that's where the second half was. And now it's like a
Yeah.
big ball. So it's like this now.
Where
and
it
then there's a
healed.
big ball of bone around it.
Fuck.
So that's what you feel. That ball was where that hump is.
You gotta admit, you feel a little cool right now.
It's a little
Like a
battle
warrior.
I guess.
Like a
I mean, I
fucking
don't
warrior.
scar. Dude, fuck injuries, man. I've had too many.
Dude, speaking of,
used to
he
it.
was known as the soccer god in our middle school.
You know, I didn't like.
Yeah, you were that good at soccer, Hector?
I
or
feel
what?
like you were just Mexican and you actually practiced and no one else did.
Dude, I honestly, well, I'm not trying to be Mr. Cocky. Obviously, in middle school, it was easy. Like I played club soccer, I played higher level soccer, so playing in like the recreational or whatever, the intramural that they had there, it was easy. I would
Yeah.
play against.
Playing at schools is easy, right?
Well, it
Yeah,
was-
because you're
and-
playing with kids that don't really play.
and it was boys and girls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in middle
co-ed.
school.
Really?
Yeah,
Co-ed soccer?
Yeah.
co-ed. Yeah,
No, fuck. That's kind of fucked up, ain't it? Like,
it was
unfair?
because it was nothing else was like that. It was just soccer for some reason. I think maybe because they expected kids in that area didn't want to play, so just to have a full roster.
That's stupid. I can imagine like kind of using cuerpo and the chick will fall and like, and then
No, there was
No,
some
it's
tough
fall.
ass chicks, dude.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, well then I would probably be like that. Ah.
But not like I enjoyed it. It was fun for me because I didn't have to really, bring my super A game like and be on like.
You dick.
No, I'm being serious. Like because when you're
He's
playing,
like, I didn't even have to try.
because when you're playing at a higher,
Yeah.
well, it took less skill.
Yeah,
When you're
yeah.
playing at a higher level, you have to be quicker on your feet. It's not even necessarily skill with your feet, but like just quicker thinking, quicker passing, like better movement of the ball. When you're playing in a, like recreational like that, nobody else knows how to play. They don't know formation. They don't know how to move like with the team. So it's kind of all over the place. It's like watching little kids play. Like when we were little and we played
Dude,
soccer.
I played that till I was old. I run around back and forth, and I was like, all right, man, I'm tired as fuck. I haven't touched the ball. Like, fucking sub me out, buddy.
Shit, dude.
I was fucking tired as fuck, bro. Shit.
No, dude, but no, the injury thing, I'm Mr. Injury, dude. The last injury I had was last year when I broke my elbow.
When we were
Remember?
skateboarding?
We were skateboarding, me and him.
Wait, wasn't that this year? That was this year, dude.
Oh, earlier this year.
Yeah.
You broke your elbow this year?
Yeah, so we were No, dude, that was last year.
Oh, fuck.
Because I had gone to. It was before Thanksgiving. I went to New Orleans, and before that, I had broken.
So a year ago, literally. Wow.
It's been a year, dude. But we were skateboarding. We met up. We were really into we still are into skateboarding, but we haven't gotten to do it as much. But we were really in the groove of it last year, and we met up. We would meet up at the skate park, and we met up one night, and we were having a good time, like just easy breezy, enjoying the
Couple
time.
brewskis.
That's so. We at the end we had a beer.
Salud.
Yeah.
At the end of the
cheers.
skate session, we had a beer, and I'm like, oh damn, it like warmed me up. I felt like exhilarated. I had like some
Yeah.
adrenaline.
Yeah.
And he was getting ready to leave, so we just kind of like drank the beer real fast, chugged it, and he left. And I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna stay like 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna go home. It's like, all right, bye. As soon as he left, I'm literally 5 minutes into skateboarding again, and I went to do a trick that I always do, and I landed on the ground, but when I landed, my back foot was too far on the tail of the skateboard, so the tail hit the ground. The ground was slick. So the moment the tail hit the ground, it
Damn.
just slipped like this.
And you
So I
fell
was
back.
not expecting it. I fell back and I heard the sound.
Oh.
It just went. It went. So I'm like, oh fuck! Like instant. It was the sound first, then the pain. I'm like, oh fuck! I broke this shit. So I got up, I grabbed my keys, my skateboard. Nobody that was there had an idea of what happened to me. They just saw that I fell probably, but they didn't know that I broke my fucking elbow.
Yeah.
I'm like, boom, got in the car, called my wife like, hey, babe, guess what? I broke my elbow. What?
Oh my god.
Oh, I hate that, dude. Because
And he said, "I'm gonna just skate." I love. He's like, "I'm like, you good, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm good." He's like, "I'm gonna just skate for like 10 more minutes." That was it. That's all he needed. My
Fuck,
man's
dude.
got his elbow
Famous
fucked
last
up.
words.
Oh man.
But dude, I won't stop skateboarding. I won't stop. Well, I can't play right now, soccer. But yeah, dude, you just gotta play till you can't no more. You know?
Yeah, did you see that Tony Hawk documentary on HBO?
Till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching it
Bro,
too.
that was crazy. That was my favorite part of that documentary is at the end where they're just like, yeah, Lance Mountain, Tony Hawk, and one of the other like legendary skaters.
Either
They're like,
Christian Hosoi or Caballero.
it wasn't them. They talked
Yeah.
about him, but I know maybe it was just Lance Mountain and Tony Hawk were
It's about
like,
Rodney
they were
Mullen.
they were talking about how
Well, no,
Rod-
Rodney Mullins, he was a freestyle guy, and he kind of
Yeah, they.
he paved the way for street skating. Technically,
Oh.
Yeah.
like with his
Yeah,
tricks.
Tony's like a vert, right?
Yeah.
But he was talking about how like he like, well, I don't know if that was his podcast with Joe Rogan or the documentary, but Tony Hawk almost fucking, dude, he almost lost like everything because like the whole vert skating was like,
Yeah, went out of like style.
yeah,
went out of
street
fashion.
skating came in
Yeah.
and it was like, dude, like
It died. Yeah.
people got bored of vert because, well, I honestly think street skating looks fucking dope as fuck. Like you
Yeah,
see these
it's
fucking
appealing.
skaters, dude, doing some crazy ass shit on the rails and you know like doing ollies or kickflips off the fucking flight of stairs and shit. I think that's fucking dope as fuck, man. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but like they talk about it at the end, like till the wheels fall off. Like the name of the documentary is like they're just gonna skate until they literally can't anymore. It's like the only thing they love doing.
Yeah.
You
It's
know
like
what I mean?
it's like telling you like, hey man, just because your hands hurt or something, you have arthritis, stop doing art. You can't do it anymore. And you're like, fuck no, I'm gonna keep
I
doing
never thought
it.
about the situation, man.
Yeah, like you got, or you say like you're losing your vision or shit like that.
Yeah, because I don't ever see myself like not doing art.
Yeah.
Like I have to do
You're
fucking
gonna
art.
be like, yeah, like say you're losing your vision and they say you can't watch porn anymore.
Oh no,
Dude,
yeah.
I'm gonna keep doing that. Dude.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go to audio porn if I need
No,
to.
I'll just watch. I'll just watch episode. What was the last week's episode?
Last week's episode was all about pornography.
Yeah, about-
Oh yeah, you're right.
About-
Yeah, you're right.
About not watching porn.
yeah. yeah.
So either way,
Till the wheels fall. Till
Till
my
the
wheels
wheels fall
fall
off.
off.
till my dick falls, so it don't get up anymore. Shit. Like I wonder that is that really real, man? Like, does every fucking dude turn like fucking like 40 or 50 or whatever, and their dick just don't work like that anymore? Or?
I don't know,
Dude,
man.
I'm just, like,
it
kinda
depends
like-
on your testosterone level. I think like some people retain high testosterone for a while, and some people don't.
I think in our genetics it runs strong, dude.
You
Because
think so?
Yeah,
Latino
'cause
heat, bro.
my great grandfather on my dad's side, on my grandfather's side, my great grandfather. So from my dad's dad,
Yeah.
he was still, doing his thing
Yeah.
on his own at like 90 something.
Bendición, dude.
For real.
Yeah.
That is a bendición, dude.
Fuck.
And he was able to stroke it, dude.
Well, dude, there's this guy from El Pueblo. He had like fucking 20 fucking kids from like all these. And he estaba viejito así. I'm like, God, like, I don't know.
Dude, I got a. It's my mom's great uncle. So my great uncle, he got remarried at like 90 to like a 50-year-old woman.
I gotta say, I'm disappointed in him.
Bro.
He learned his lesson. Nah.
Bro.
After 90 years.
And my
He's like, "Let me
grandma
do it
was so mad. And my dad was like, God bless him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell?
My
Like,
grandpa
what
was
else?
like, he couldn't wait for like a couple more years to be reunited with his wife in heaven. You know?
Bro, pussy's power, man. You gotta learn that. You know what I'm saying? That's the rule of life.
The whole, yeah,
Where's the pussy?
that's so funny, dude. He's like, nah, dude. Like, I need a companion.
Dude, yeah, I guess so, you know? It's so funny, dude. Yeah, my great Uncle George.
Well, I can imagine, especially when you're that old, like all of the people that were your friends, anybody like that you have a connection with, that you talk to, like they're gone.
At
So you're
that
kind of
point, I
lonely,
guess
you know.
It's
probably
scary
weird,
shit,
yeah.
man.
In your 90s, you're kind of lonely. So I feel like, yeah, I think even more reason for them to.
Sorry.
Let's
Cheers,
get
guys.
into-
So far, so good.
Cheers.
Yeah, I am gonna ask you the big question because I actually remember some things that we were talking about. It's gonna get real, man. I actually wish we had some weed for this. All right, ready?
Yeah.
So like, the big question is like, do you ever look at your pops and be like, "Fuck, dude,
Yeah.
like this dude is gonna be gone like in." You ever like look at him like oh this poor bastard, he's gonna be gone in like 10, 15 years, you know, and like that's it like,
Yeah.
and then all your uncles and you know like you know your aunts and shit like that, like they just keep going and going and going, and it's not like you're ever gonna like, I think it hits you harder when it's like one of your parents, like fuck, I will not be seeing my parent forever, like they will be gone and that's it, like that's
Their
I won't hear
physical,
from them.
yeah, their physical presence, dude. Yeah.
their physical, dude, like their emotional comfort, like you ain't gonna get it no more.
No.
It's fucking scary as fuck, dude.
Yeah. I've thought about it, but my dad, especially lately, so like my dad, I feel like went through a midlife crisis a few years ago. My dad's pretty young though. My dad's only 51.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, he's like closer to my dad's age. My dad's like 48, 49. Yeah.
Your dad's even younger than mine?
Yeah.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah, dude. Hugo's been looking the same for like 20, 30 years.
Yeah, your dad looks great, dude.
Yeah, I know, man. Shit.
Yeah, dude, I remember you posted some old. I don't want to go off on a tangent. I remember you
Yeah.
posted some old photo of him on Instagram, like on your story or whatever, bro. That dude looked like Banderas, dude. in
Oh,
his
when he had the
prime,
long
dude.
hair.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, like El Zorro and
Yeah,
shit, right?
dude. I was like, no,
Yeah.
damn, dude, what the heck?
Yeah.
No wonder why he had a kid when he was what, 17?
Yeah, dude.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it was like young Casanova and shit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, man. If he was like from LA, dude, he would have been in movies. and
Yeah, he
stuff.
was from LA.
Well, he
They were,
lived. He
they,
lived.
they were
lived-
LA as fuck.
No, they lived in San Diego.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my bad.
Yeah, man, get your facts right.
Wait, they were in San Diego? I thought
Yeah, it
they
was
were
San
in LA?
Diego. No.
Oh, well, California. You know, man.
And anyway, so like when my dad went through that like midlife crisis, he was like changing a lot of things. His personality became way more open, and he's all about like
Oh, wow.
mentality. Like he's about like just like living life to the fullest and not worrying about things, and just like he's always like, I'll run circles around you. He's like, I'm 30 years older or 20 years older than you. He was like, I got energy. He was like, I'm never gonna retire. Like,
That's dope.
you know what I mean? And that now, like, especially because like I've had some hard times the last like year, he's just like, dude, just live your life. You know what I mean? Like, we're all gonna die one day. Just like live your life.
Hell
You
yeah.
know what I mean? And like, I remember like hearing this talk about that Henry Rollins did. I think it might have been when I saw him live a few years ago. You know who Henry Rollins
He's
is?
the singer from Black Flag.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, he's like a singer from a legendary punk rock, hardcore punk band. But he does like talks now and writes books and stuff. Anyway, he talked about like, he was like, it's so weird that he was like, I'll meet people who are in their late 20s and it feels like they're 80, like they're ready to retire. They got no
Oh, yeah.
aspirations. You know what I mean? And then you meet people in their 70s and that are full of life. And that's really like what's it about. So like, I try not to like be concerned with that, you know, just like, it's all about like just living it to the fullest, enjoying the time you got. And,
Yeah.
and like my dad is the one who's like kind of been teaching me that. It's like it feels like it's like his last lesson to me before I like just become my own man. It's like the last thing he's trying to teach me.
But I feel like that's a lesson every human is supposed to learn, and sooner than later in life. And unfortunately, we're like sucked into this like rhythm of life that we you know perceive it to be life. Like, I'm gonna wake up, go to work, and I gotta be in bed early because I gotta work tomorrow. Like, you know what? Like the other day, dude, it was actually on Saturday. I had a cookout, right? And my wife was like, "Hey, we're gonna have people over, and we're gonna cook, and we're gonna do carne asada." I was in work, you know, so like I was thinking at first, I was like, "Fuck, I'm working, like, and I'm gonna work tomorrow on Sunday." I'm like, and I'm gonna go home and cook meat, and then drink, and then I gotta work again the next day. But then I do like, you know, I got there. I started hanging out with the family. We started drinking and eating and having a good time. And I'm just like, you know what? Fuck this shit. Like, fuck work. You know, like fuck you work. Like you're not gonna control my life after I'm out of work. Fuck this shit. Like if we get drunk right now, like I don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah, you're like,
Like-
I'm gonna show up with a gun tomorrow.
Yeah, dude. Like I'll blast some motherfuckers. No,
That's not bad when we had that, and I think it's like the whole, like when you were bringing what you were talking about, Adam, and living your life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For my parents were always like that too, to a certain extent. They want us to have like obviously a good career and everything, but they want us to be happy at the end of the day, happy. And I think like old school mentality normally is like, no, you need to get your education, have a job,
Yeah.
make sure you're making good money and do this. Like, yeah, that's all important and everything. But if you're miserable at the end of the day, you're not gonna really be giving your 100% in everything you do, you know?
Right.
yeah, you're not enjoying your life.
You're not enjoying your life, and in turn, like it's gonna reflect on the people that are closest to you.
Do you have kids or no?
No.
So I'm gonna tell you guys this. I don't think we should be upset at our parents, and I know you guys aren't, but
No.
but I can understand where they're coming from. So the reason that they do that is because I feel like they reflect on themselves and like the stuff they've been through, and they wish they can like kind of, you know, like put whatever they learned through their life on you. So relive their life through you, and not in a bad way, but in a way where like you won't make the same mistakes that they did, you know, or you know, like, so like your parents will be like, hey, go to school, go do this, do that. Cause why? Cause, you know, and I understand your dad, like he's doing like a laborer's job, and that should be sucking sometimes. Like my dad worked with his dad a couple times, and there'll be an attics filled with insulation. They're rolling around, dude. It's fucking
Itchy as
spiders,
fuck, yeah.
itchy, like, and it's like I'm pretty sure like a day like that, he's like, man, fuck this, dude. You better go to school because it fucking sucks, dude. Like, there's times I'm on my job, I'm like, man, I fucking hate this fucking job, you know. But like, at the same time, it's like, if you think like that, dude, every day is an eternity for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of make amends with whatever the fuck you got, and just kind of live the moment, like Adam said. Just fucking live it, you know.
And I'm glad we had that discussion. It was on an earlier podcast when we were talking about that. How you were telling me like, yeah, you can't, like, not having that negativity going in, because it'll end up being like a fucking long haul. Like it'll feel like an eternity to you at your job. But if you like try to find something positive out of it, and it makes it go by way faster. That's how I've seen it. I learned not to stress about if I'm currently not happy with what I'm doing, learning to enjoy it and not dwell on it, you know, like not make it a big deal, you know, like that.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Like obviously, yeah, you're working towards something that you want to do. Like if you don't want to be in a certain place, keep working there till you find something new, you know.
Yeah, you're going through the tunnel, you know, to the end of the fucking light. That
Yeah.
tunnel might be long, but it's fucking, you know, there is light at the end of the tunnel. You just gotta, you know, keep looking ahead and shit, you
And
know.
once you get to that light, there's another tunnel ahead. No, there is.
Fuck, dude. Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm being like, that's how life is, dude. You know.
You just shattered my hope.
I'm just saying, like, there's always gonna be obstacles. Is pretty
Yeah.
much what I'm saying. Because no matter what, like, even how we had the discussions, like, once I have my career and what I want to do, like, once I get to that point, there's gonna be another little obstacles there,
Right.
where I'm gonna be like, oh fuck, did I make the right decision here?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna feel like, damn, like this is not good, or working with a doctor that's just an asshole or something. Like,
That is true. But I had a question I want to ask Adam, because it's something like I always ask myself like every fucking day. Like, you know, Hector and I were kind of talking about this earlier, but have you ever thought like, okay, like, are you the kind of person that you kind of just question everything, or do you, like, if, like, for example, if it's a scientist, you automatically deem it to be true, or
No. I feel like for most of my life I would have been like that, but that really changed in college. So the major that I had a lot of the teachers make you very questioning and like very analytical of things. And this was happening while the 2016 election was going on. And they really opened my eyes to like how. So I took this class called Production of Knowledge, and it just talks about how like so much of the information that's disseminated to us is just really just like really biased in one person's perspective and coming from a certain view, and that you should really criticize everything you hear.
For real, the school taught you that?
That specific program. So I was in the international studies program at DePaul, and it was such like a life-changing experience for me. It changed the way I think. And so even though I didn't end up going into diplomacy like I was planning to, it was so worth it. Like I would say for a majority of people, you shouldn't go to college. It's probably not worth the money and the debt you're going to incur unless you get a good scholarship. But for me, just the effect that had on my brain, like, and how I look at and analyze things, I think it was invaluable.
It opened your mind,
Yeah, it really did. I feel like I became way smarter.
Damn.
So no, yeah, I definitely don't.
Well, why is there like a belief that, or like a lot of people say that they like a lot of people go to college and they're manipulated.
Yeah.
Like there's like Democratic based colleges.
Yeah.
That they'll root for the Democratic Party and they'll preach like the whole woke culture. And is that true or no? Like, do you notice that at all in your school?
I mean, it's 100% true. So I changed majors kind of because of that, because there was something about it that I didn't like. Like I remember I my first major was called Peace, Conflict, and Justice Studies. And that it was very much that type of thing, very like, and I wasn't exposed to that before, and it was very intense. So like people got mad about pronouns and stuff like that. And
so that you had to deal with the pronoun stuff too?
But the thing was like I didn't know. Like people were introducing like themselves, "Hi, my name's this. These are my pronouns," and I was like thrown off, and they thought I was trying to insult them because they got to me and I was confused.
Like, you already told me your name, bro. Like, why are they going to call you Zim or...
I never...
But you weren't familiar with what pronouns were,
I honestly wasn't aware of it. And that's when I was introduced to that.
What year was that?
That was maybe 2015.
Damn, that's been around that long?
Yeah, dude.
Well, it wasn't in the mainstream yet. It starts in universities.
Yeah,
right?
This happened after Trump, where it became
this is pre-Trump. Well, yeah, but...
Technically pre-Trump, yeah.
But then it became big. And then I remember, like... someone talking to me about that major and was like, it's kind of insane that our professor is like assigning us to read BuzzFeed articles and like articles from this website. So it wasn't even academic journals.
Well, BuzzFeed's like left, right?
Right. And just like all this, it was very like service level stuff. And I didn't feel like I was learning. And then I heard about the international studies program, and I heard it was really hard and really rigorous, and that they pride themselves on sending a lot of their people who graduate from that program to top level graduate institutions to like get their doctorate and masters and stuff. So I went there, and it was very challenging. It was very hard.
But obviously there you were actually gaining something valuable. You weren't just getting some bullshit.
Like some bias shit.
Yeah. The day that Trump got elected, I had class the day after, and I show up to class, and
did you see that chick go like,
it was a shit show. It was a shit show. One kid showed up with a MAGA hat on. Another girl who was like a immigrant from Egypt shows up, and she was always like calling people out on bullshit, always like starting shit with people.
She had a rainbow painted on her face, didn't she?
That kind of vibe. And then our teacher gets up there, and our teacher is his name is Professor Stump, and he gets up there, and it was a political economy class, I think, and he says, all right, he was like, are we going to talk about it? Are we going to talk about the elephant in the room? And then everyone's like, yeah. And he was like, I don't understand why all of you guys are so shocked that Trump was elected. He was like, if you spent 1 minute outside of your liberal bubble, you would see that so many people were galvanized and radicalized to vote for Donald Trump because they felt so disavowed and disparaged by the left. And he was like, honestly, it's insane because he won. And he was like, if you drive an hour outside of Chicago, you'll see neighborhoods lined with Trump signs. And he's like, and why don't you? He was like, how don't you explain to me? He's like, how about you explain to me like why he got a huge percent of like immigrant votes and people of color, because it wasn't just white people that voted him in.
Dude, Cubans
He
in
wouldn't have
Florida
won.
voted
He was
the
like,
shit out
he was
of
like, so
Trump.
how do you explain that? And all these people who were just like ready to like be so pissed and angry were just like stunned in silence.
What they say? Because he's
silence them.
they're like, but he's racist.
No, like, and that girl from Egypt walks out of the class.
Couldn't handle it.
Good,
Yeah.
go back to Egypt.
I mean, her being Egyptian has nothing to do with it. That's just, I don't remember her name.
Well, no, but that's how we distinguish people. Like
I just remember
normal,
she
yeah.
was Egyptian and she
Yeah.
talked about
I'm
it a
so
lot.
glad you brought that up because, dude, check this out. So, you know, I feel like racism is a super tricky subject because I feel like by nature, bro, everybody is racist. I've heard blacks say like, "Oh, look, all the Mexicans are over there." What's that? Yeah, I mean, you're classifying me as a Mexican. Why can't I just be like some young kid over there? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
no, like, you know, it was a bunch of Mexicans, right? So, and I accept them, like, it is what it is. And then I'll say too, like, you know, and you know, like, oh, there's, you know, some black folks over there or whatever. You know, it just, that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, humans always need, like, I feel like humans always have a necessity of categorizing themselves.
Right.
Like, no matter what.
We have a
like-
natural tendency of doing that. It's not like
Dude, like, okay, why can't we just be like Pangea again, whatever? No, it's the fucking USA, you know, it's Mexico, it's Europe, it's blah, 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 you know?
Yeah.
There's always, and then after the US, why can't it just be all USA? No, it's the 50 states. And after the 50 states, it's the cities. And after the cities, is the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Oh my, and then it's a street, then the fucking number. It's everlasting, it's ever going. It just don't fucking stop.
Yeah, I think like one of the most sinister things that's going on with like obviously how politicized things are and like all the left versus right and the extremism that we're seeing on both sides. So like both sides are guilty of that, of being
Yeah.
like far extremists at this point. And I think the issue is that the people in power, like whatever you want to call it, I know conspiracy theorists call it the cabal, but it's not the president, right? Because Joe Biden can barely speak. So
Yeah,
clearly he's not the one calling the shots, right? So
Yeah.
there's something else going on here.
He's just
And
a weird
and-
fuck,
And I don't
too.
think it's ever been more evident that it's not the president or Congress that's
it's the
calling
same
the shots.
thing with Trump. There's other people behind him that
Right.
really helped him.
It's the lobbyists, too,
Yeah.
and
for sure.
They have to put those words in their mouth.
It's corporations, it's banks.
Yeah.
And I think the most sinister thing going on is that they're trying to divide people more than ever. And as long as people stay divided, they'll hold the most control.
So
It's
you
just
think it's
scary.
divide and conquer. That's the
Yeah,
realest shit
Dude,
that's ever
it's
been
it's
said.
it's
dude.
so fucking crazy that they divide people to two sides when in reality these two sides are working together. I feel like in some sort of
'cause
way.
It's like whenever in your life is it's at the point now where if you're a Republican, you believe that a Democrat is your enemy and the worst person ever. They can never be your friend. They can never be your friendly
Dude,
neighbor.
families
And
get
vice
versa.
fucking
And
don't
if you're
talk
a
to each other.
Democrat
Yeah.
and your family members are Republican,
It's true.
why is it so extreme? It never used to be that way.
Dude,
Something's going on here, right? So there's this quote, and it's by a congressman who, not the best guy in the world. I mean, he had his faults, but it's a congressman from like the 1890s. I can't remember his name, and he was an abolitionist, and he had this quote where he says, "You will be consistently torn apart, so you can be separately fleeced of your earnings." Right?
Fuck.
So
Buffering.
so it's like they're always going to try and separate you so they can separately take things from you.
Oh, okay.
So fleeced.
That makes
like,
perfect sense.
Be stolen
yeah,
from. is
for
what that
sure.
is.
stripped of your earnings. Yeah.
That is so fucking true.
And that just feels like more than ever what's going on right now.
Yeah, it's like an example of that. Kid has parents, right? Kid's parents divorce. So which is separation, right?
Yeah.
And what do you get out of that? Hey, mom, my dad doesn't want to buy me this. or my dad's treating me bad, or what are they doing? They're trying to get something out of it, and then the mom don't get it for them, or the mom gets them that, and they'll go complain to the dad like, hey, I want this, dad, and my mom didn't get it for me, and then the dad will get it from him, and then the dad will be mad at the mom like, why didn't you get it for him, blah blah. The kid just uses both of the parents. It really is like Adam said, 100%. I never thought about it that.
I saw that quote in an article when I was in college. I think it was by Carrie Merritt was the academic's name, and it was called "Keeping Poor Blacks and Poor Whites Apart in the American South." And they talk about how during slavery times that there used to be like poor white people who worked on the plantations with slaves.
Oh shit!
But then they started like trading goods with each other, and they created like a black market amongst each other, and started like spending time together and like hanging out together and like doing business together, like trading food, trading this and that with each other. And once they started realizing that, a bunch of slave owners got together and they made it illegal for whites and slaves to work together because they didn't want them uniting against a common enemy.
Yeah.
Right? So that's like always been the goal, is to keep people divided. And like Patrice O'Neal is a comedian, right? Like one of the best comedians of all time.
R.I.P. Yeah.
He did a bit about, and it was one of his later bits, about how once political people and once people of a lot of power and influence start talking about unity, that's when they get assassinated. It happened to Kwame Nkrumah, and it happened most notably, and it happened to Malcolm X as well. Once Malcolm X left the Nation of Islam and it stopped being anti-white and kill whitey and all that stuff, and once he dropped a lot of that stuff,
Yeah, he was an extremist.
he started speaking more about unity.
So he was trying to kill whites and all that?
Well, that was like no, it was very just anti-white.
Wasn't he the one that militarized like Black Panthers and all that, right?
No. He was more connected to the Nation of Islam. It's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, it's once he started becoming more open and speaking about unity is when he gets assassinated.
Okay, so
and Kwame Nkrumah is a revolutionary from West Africa.
And we will continue this, but I have like a question. Who the fuck was Gaddafi? Like, and because I know like,
Okay.
I think that was his name, right?
Yeah.
So like
Syria?
because some people are saying that he actually wasn't that bad. That he was actually doing a lot of. Actually, this man at work was saying that this man was actually trying to do a lot of good things, but this is what I always think. Like, I told you, do you question everything or whatever? Because, dude, like the media, like propaganda has been revolutionized like crazy. So propaganda was what led Nazi Germany. So what I'm saying is like anything is possible as far as propaganda goes, even in the U.S. That seems like, oh, it's a free country, it's this and that. That'll never happen. Like, we don't know how much intel they've gotten from like they ever got from the Nazi Germany. We don't know like how far they got into propaganda and shit. Do you think Gaddafi was fucking bad or what the fuck?
I mean, Gaddafi was for sure like a militaristic dictator. I think the interesting thing about him, the U.S. didn't intervene with Gaddafi, and they didn't like sponsor that coup that ended up happening until he started talking about creating a African currency. Now, did your friend mention that to you?
That's what I was curious about, because after they did that, that's when they wanted to fucking kill him or something.
So he was going to start an African standard bank, and it's the same thing that Kwame Nkrumah had visions of doing in the 1960s, and he was a CIA-backed coup also ousted Kwame Nkrumah.
Wow. And this is only just because they
but
wanted
Kwame
to keep...
Nkrumah wasn't a dictator. Kwame Nkrumah was the democratically elected president of Ghana.
Oh, fuck.
And this is only because they wanted to keep them as lower class?
I don't know. Well, I think it seems like the United States and like Western powers have always been scared of an African central bank and Pan-Africanism in that regard. So Pan-Africanism is like an idea of like basically African unity, that all African people should be united and they should work together. But there's like a cultural aspect, and then there's a political aspect of it, and like an economic aspect.
Damn, so this is a real fucking thing, huh?
Fuck, dude. Yeah, no, that's global.
Is
dude.
this
That's-
legit or like
This
is
isn't a conspiracy. CIA-backed coup of Kwame Nkrumah is talked about. It's like all the documents are released. So the thing with Kwame Nkrumah, I don't know if you want me to go into this, but
Yeah, go
dude,
into
do
this.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Kwame Nkrumah was like a revolutionary in Ghana, right? So Ghana gets its independence from the British. It becomes like an independent state, right? Ghana is a West African country. Okay, so he ends up getting elected as president, and he's a Pan-Africanist. So he pushes this idea of Pan-Africanism, that all these borders in Africa are drawn up by colonists anyway. So why don't they unite and create a central bank so they can, rather than having their resources be exploited by foreign companies, they'll create a national African like bank and national African like resource extraction companies, oil, zinc, copper, whatever,
Damn.
and they'll all work together and they'll have their own currency that is based off of Africa. So Gaddafi did this. He had enough gold deposit that he was going to start his own currency based off of his gold. So it was going to be the only like gold standard currency in the world, right? Because the United States used to be on a gold standard, but that ended in the 60s. Anyway, so like back to
So they'd be richer than us.
I'm learning so many things right now, dude. I didn't know any of this.
So that would totally fuck our currency.
so that was
It'd
the thing
drop
with
our
Nkrumah.
dollar value, huh?
Well, it would just make them more independent, and it would make them
More powerful.
It's like OPEC.
Yeah, because that power, I feel like power only stays in one spot, right? So, if that African currency picks up, then the U.S. loses value in some
yeah.
way or the other.
Right.
Whether it's the resources or like transport and all that, like
Right.
the U.S. will or Western civilization will have something to lose, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I could talk about that specifically, but like getting back to like Nkrumah. So Nkrumah, he starts preaching this idea of Pan-Africanism, but the thing that ended up being his undoing is he wanted people to stop identifying as a tribe, as certain tribes. So in Ghana, there's a bunch of different tribes that speak a bunch of different languages, and that's the descent that the CIA used. They ended up like arming and using these like tribal people who didn't want to give up their tribal identity because they started feeding on these stories. Oh, he's a Pan-Africanist. Oh, he wants to erase your heritage. He wants to erase your identity.
So that's
He
what
wants you to just be called an
Pan-Africanism
African.
means, like the
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just want to, hey, we're all African, so let's unite. But then people who are like, from a specific tribe feel like that's going to negate their cultural heritage.
Wow.
So they use that dissent to end up overthrowing. They started like arming and feeding like political dissent in Ghana, the CIA, to overthrow him. And
Oh
that's
my
what ended
God,
up
man.
getting.
Evil.
It's
So
so
the
insane to me
CIA
that this guy was doing. He was gonna. It was gonna be in the long term. It was gonna be a good thing for Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
know. It could have been better for the world. I mean, we would never
The
fucking
world
know.
would be a different place, in my opinion, if Kwame Nkrumah was never ousted from power.
But do you think it would have been a good thing or a bad thing?
Who knows?
I think
mean,
regardless, it would have had negative reaction, obviously from Western civilization because they're greedy assholes.
Fuck.
But I
yeah,
don't know.
think about this. So if it wasn't for OPEC, you know what OPEC is?
No, what is it?
Okay, so OPEC is like organization of petroleum exporting countries. So it's Iran, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and a few other countries in the Middle East. And they band together to control the price of oil that's exported from the Middle East. So the United States doesn't have control over the price of oil. So OPEC,
That's insane how they all have to band together, dude.
they have to band together.
That is fucked up.
So they band together.
Shows you how greedy our fucking
Right.
country is, dude.
so they are like, if the United States reduces their production of oil to try and or increases their production of oil to try and bring the price down, OPEC will be like, fuck you, we're reducing our oil by like 1,000 barrels production a month or millions of barrels production a month to keep the price high. So United States always has to play like a bargaining game with OPEC.
God.
So imagine that happen economically with the entire continent of Africa.
Yeah, it'd be
It would change the world.
Yeah.
yeah, it could
Imagine-
ruin the economy or
Yeah. Imagine you couldn't mine diamonds anymore unless you were an African company.
Oh,
Out of Africa. That's where all the diamonds in the freaking world come from.
I guess it sounds super greedy from I mean, it sounds super fucked up because I mean the way things are, it's kind of what keeps the ball rolling at this point.
But as a good human being,
Yeah,
obviously,
morally
with morals,
speaking, it's terrible.
yeah, you want to see people thriving.
Yeah,
You don't want to see people impoverished and suffering, you know?
Right.
So it's fucking sucks, dude.
well, I'm sure there's a way that I mean, like, and I'm not like preaching some hippie shit either, but like, I'm sure there's a way where all the countries can cope together and, find a happy medium or something. But yeah, I guess that's only in a perfect world or something. Huh?
Yeah, dude.
I mean, by that point, it's gonna be like the New World Order, dude. That's when we're all gonna unite, dude. And it's gonna be the freaking Antichrist. Dude.
And that's what I'm scared
we'll
of
be
too.
gone by then, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
So,
But-
dude, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, question everything. How do we know like any of that is 100% real? What if they like okay, like conspiracy theories will tell you like oh like New World Order, like the Antichrist, blah blah, blah. And what if like that was all made like as reverse psychology so that you wouldn't, believe in someone trying to
Unity.
save the world, like when the fuck do you know what's right, what's wrong? Like anybody can do like the stories we hear or like the shit going on, like it could be just implanted in their fucking brain, like because they wanted it to, because it's beneficial for them, for whoever the fuck is running the shit show. You know what I mean?
Well, dude,
Like,
it's like I think we talked, we messaged yesterday, and I think the whole topic about the fact that, like, for me, when it came to, in regards to, like, African, and then, like, African descendants and, like, history that I learned in school, all I learned was, obviously, I learned slavery till now. That's all
Yeah.
I learned. I didn't learn anything before that.
Yeah.
So I didn't know any history of Africans, nothing, like nothing, dude. We didn't learn any of that. All we're taught is they're slaves. We're taught that they were slaves and we're here now. Like, and it's fucked up, dude.
well, this is what I love. Like people hate Kanye, but dude, I love Kanye. I hope I don't know you.
I
how
miss
you
the
feel.
old Kanye, dude.
Yeah. I miss the old Kanye.
Kanye. Yeah. No, dude, like I like Kanye because he speaks his mind no matter what, even if it's wrong.
Sure.
But what he's saying is that dude, I'm telling you, this guy's holding off on so much shit, dude. Like I wish he just spilled the fucking beans. Like, bro, if you gotta be a martyr, but do it for the sake of
I
the
think
people.
it's like Joe Rogan, I think, said it best about him is that he has like, he's just got extra charge that nobody has, like he's like an extra battery.
yeah, he
And-
runs different.
Yeah, like
But the thing
his
is,
mind is constantly.
you see, dude, he's an artist. He's like a legit artist. I think this guy speaks in riddles. Like that tweet he said, like it comes off as one way, but in his head he knew what the fuck it meant, and it
Yeah.
wasn't what he put.
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's so easy to see. You could totally see the media is not being entirely fair to him because you could understand what he's trying to say. He's just not saying it very well.
Well, the thing is, okay, so Kanye, he don't give a dude. He's at a point I feel like where he don't give a fuck about controversy. So he's like, the media is gonna bring this out of context, 1000%. But people that follow Kanye will understand that what he means.
At least the smart people can kind of understand what's going on.
But it's
There's
because, like,
gonna
let's say
be-
you're not a fan of Kanye, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you're like a
And you're-
60-year-old man watching the news, and you see this guy's and the news is telling you like this guy's anti-Semitic. He's anti-Semitic. He's anti-Semitic. And I don't know anything about Kanye, right? So I'm just seeing like anti-Semitic. I'm like, man, this guy's like the next fucking Hitler or something.
It's kind of
you
like
know?
how with Trump when they brought up the whole Mexican thing, and dude, that right there, boom, that was an easy thing so that boom, Mexicans were like, you know what, fuck this guy.
Oh, dude, and that's what I want to tell Adam. That like, bro, when I told my dad, I was like, hey, pa, I was like, quiero votar for Trump. Dude, like they almost brought out the huevo and shit. Started going like that to me, like
give him a what's it called? It's a limpia, right?
yeah,
Like,
they're about to give me a limpia. Like I was like the devil and shit. I was like, bro, like He's not that fucking bad, bro. Like, dude, like honestly, I tell Hector, I'm like, okay, dude, if you watch his fucking interviews and like his one-on-ones, I'm not saying the man is always right and shit like that, but I like what I fucking hear. I mean, what can I say? Like, it just is what it is.
And it's aggravating that like that's the upsetting part, dude. That even like we're having discussion now, and I get that uncomfortable feeling because of the fact that people put that pressure on us that we have to be scared of what our opinion is and what we believe in. It shouldn't be that way, dude.
Right.
We should be able to express it no matter what. Obviously, if you're being a cocky asshole and being like, yeah, that's my president. Fuck the other president. Go fuck yourself. You're voted for Biden. Fuck you. No, dude. There's people that are like that. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
you voted for Biden? They give you like a smirk and like, oh, or you voted for Trump? Oh, you're an idiot.
Dude, but I gotta say though,
It shouldn't be that
you're
way.
right. You're right.
Like, I don't give a
you're
fuck,
right,
dude.
but I gotta say, dude.
Yeah.
Biden is pretty fucked up, man.
No, yeah,
Oh,
dude.
Yeah.
He's
he can't do the job. He's like senile.
We
is.
should have known since when he was in office with Obama, dude. He was an idiot.
well,
But
I don't remember too far back, but he was that stupid too back then. Or?
Well,
yeah.
yeah. Wait, can I say something about like the Kanye thing?
Yeah. Go
Kyrie
ahead, man.
Irving is as soon as I heard what he actually said, I was like, oh, he's a black Israelite. I've known about black Israelites before. I've like
Perfect.
heard them before.
Explain that to me a little bit, because I do see him sometimes, like
And people are just saying it's anti-Semitic if he's saying, like, people just think he's saying fuck the Jews are the devil, and that's like not what he's saying.
No.
You know what I mean? Well, the weird thing he did say, which is like he's just saying it poorly, is he was like all these Jews are in power, right? Which is like, you know where that's leading.
Yeah.
So that's not a good thing to say.
Yeah.
like what
He
you
went
said.
low. He went low on that.
Yeah.
one.
Generalized
Yeah.
all Jews.
But then
seriously.
after that, he starts saying, he was like, well, you know, I'm from the tribe of Ham or Shem. I forgot what it is.
Yeah.
And he was like, so, you know, I'm actually an Israelite. Like, black people are Israelites. I know where I come from. And then it all clicked with me. I was like, oh, Kanye is a black Israelite. That's why he's saying these things. So he's like buying into this like ideology now. And like the media could say that. They know what that is. They could Google that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude,
This has been around
actually
for
do
so
research
long.
and understand.
I
Yeah.
remember when I was like 14 years old, I think I like ran across like I think I was visiting one of my family members, and there was these guys on the corner, and I was like, who are these guys talking about?
Yeah.
They're like, we're the real tribe of Israel, blah blah. And it was all these black dudes, and they was like, oh, this guy's a black Israelite, and that's when I first learned about that.
So what is that, dude?
So
like,
they're I don't even know if that's the correct thing to call them. I think that's just what people call them, black Israelites, and they just believe that there's this like in the Bible it talks about like this lost tribe of Israel. There's separate tribe of Israel, and people usually say that black people come from this like kicked out tribe that was like kicked out of Israel that is separate from them. That's where black people originated from. But black Israelites believe that that's not the case, that they're actually like this main tribe. I forgot. So there's a bunch of tribes of Israel named after the sons of Abraham. So there's like 12 sons, and they all had a piece of land, part of Israel, and they all formed their own tribes. So there's like the tribe of Levi, the tribe of Benjamin. Anyway, so they just believe that black people are actually from one of these like original Jewish tribes. So they believe that all black people are Jews.
so they weren't. So in their thought, like they're thinking that, okay, we weren't the Jews that the Jew
we
tribe.
weren't part of this tribe that
They
the
got
Bible
kicked
talks
out.
about that was like outsiders, because that's what that was like also used as an ideology for racism, right? So they were like, these people aren't actually part of us. They've been our enemies since like thousands of years ago.
Oh,
So people used to use that to justify racism,
Jesus Christ.
right? So
Oh my God.
that's fucked up, right? But then there's like this overcorrection where they're like, yeah, we're not from that enemy tribe. We're actually part of like
We're
tribe
the
of
real.
Israel.
That's why they say they're the real
Israelites.
Israelites.
Yes.
Because saying like no,
Holy
like
crap.
for all we know, they were the ones kicked out. Blah blah. You know.
Right. So that's like the ideology, and it seems like quacky to most people. There's actually from what I can tell, I think there's a black Israelite church in Ukrainian Village in Chicago. I could be wrong. I used to live down the street from it, and I would just see all these black dudes who are like dressed in Jewish garb, and they like go to this church.
Wow.
And I remember I was dating this girl who lived right down the corner from it. I'm so sorry. I fucked up. I
fucking love you, babe.
I miss you.
Look at my turban.
Yeah, I was seeing this girl like last year, and I was like, there's a black Israelite church down the street from you. She was like, is that what it is? I noticed it's like only black people that are there, and they're always like dressed in like suits and like top hats, like almost dressed like Amish people.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's pretty interesting. I wonder if they're actually black Israelites. But yeah, that's what it is.
So a black Israelite, that means that they're Jewish or not?
That
not
means
in
that's what
particular?
they believe. They believe that they're Jews.
Well, because it's just like
That's why Kanye in his interview with Lex Friedman, he's like, I am Jew. He said that's how he would say it.
Yeah.
yeah. But my thing about that is that he's like the biggest Christian.
Oh yeah.
So like, isn't that like contradiction?
Well, I mean, he could believe he's like of Jewish ancestry and still be a Christian. Jesus was Jewish.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's just saying he comes from Jewish
Descendant.
descent, but he's a Christian though.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Okay. Yeah, like this guy knows what he's talking about. Like I think his mom like was pretty smart woman. Like I seen the documentary of Kanye
And his
shit.
dad seems like, from what he spoke about his dad seems pretty open minded too.
But I think his dad was a Black Panther or something, wasn't he?
I don't know.
I don't know. He didn't have a relationship with his dad, I think, because of his mother's family didn't like his father. I forgot what the whole story was, but there was a reason why he lived with his mother.
Yeah, his mom was like a straight up liberal, and his dad was more like a conservative.
Exactly. I think that.
You see, that's crazy. Like what you said, like how divisive that shit could be, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, like, there's no reason why, like, dude. Technically, we have different views on certain stuff, right?
Yeah.
I still love you to death, and I don't give a fuck what you believe in or what I believe in. I'm still gonna hang out with you. I'm still gonna have conversations with you.
Yeah, but how boring is life if you just had people that just agree with you? Yeah.
Nah, dude.
I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like, like Superman gone rogue. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you just want everyone to just kind of just be right and to what you think is right. And
just like when I was talking about music with Adam before we got here, Radiohead, and I'm like, is that from? I said a certain album. I was like, no, but it's from this album, and I love this album. Like, and to him, that's one of his favorite albums for Radiohead, and it's not my favorite album.
Kid A.
But yeah, we can still agree that Radiohead's a good band, but we might not share the same idea of what's the best song or best album. That's like that's the unique part of everything, dude.
Yeah, I feel like people like having differences with others, but it's just something they will not fucking admit. Like,
because if you understand why someone likes a certain thing or has a certain belief or opinion, then you appreciate them even more, dude. You appreciate them more because you're like, okay, this is why he chose this, and I respect that. Like, if you have a good reason and you're able to explain it and for someone to understand,
So do you think like the KKKs or whatever, do you think they have like some sort of a, I know they call it like hate, but is it like a phobia they have maybe with black people?
Yeah.
and they, but like, like
I think it's it's exposure.
Yeah,
like
that's one thing. It's interesting that you say that. That's one thing I've always questioned. I'm like, why is racism an ism and not a phobia? Because I feel like when you boil it down, that's what it is. Like, we have homophobia, right?
Yeah. And a lot of them turn out being homosexual.
Yeah, right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, what do they actually like, black people? They just don't want to admit it.
I guess I kind of get it because, like, back in the days, they would have like people were so racist that they like would say that it's science that like black people are inferior.
Holy shit!
You know what
man.
I mean? Like, there's all kinds of stuff.
Dude, they got like an extra fucking muscle, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here.
What?
That's what I understood. I think black people have like more advanced muscle.
Black people have more fast twitch muscle fibers, is what it is generally. Like, people of African descent have more fast twitch muscle fibers.
Yeah, so that doesn't sound very inferior to me.
No,
that makes them
sounds pretty
superior.
superior.
Yeah, that sounds superhuman.
Athletically.
Yeah, so I'd say that's phobia. Like, they're scared that like they'll just be better at everything, or
Right.
Dude, that's so scary. But I don't know if I brought it up in another podcast, but there was that guy that he was like a jazz piano player guy or a blues piano player guy, Daryl something. I forgot his last name, Davis or Dawkins. And he was even on Joe Rogan's podcast, but this guy converted a shit ton of Ku Klux Klan members.
Yeah.
From their hardcore beliefs.
Right. Yeah, I've seen that.
And all he did was what we're doing here. We're having a discussion amongst people, a healthy discussion, different views, different personalities, and we're understanding each other.
Dude, I feel like that shit is not real. I feel like well,
wait, you feel like what's
dude,
not
I feel
real?
like that shit is not real.
Wait, what are you talking about?
like the shit that they put in their heads, like
yeah.
like this is we're in a
We
simulation.
we blew what you said out of
we're
context.
we're in a simulation.
yeah.
We're in a simulation.
Fake news.
Like, yeah, fake news. No, dude, like, I feel like that's just not fucking real. Like, I feel like you hang out with some people and you either like them or you don't fucking like them.
It has nothing to do with race or nothing.
Yeah, I feel like you're either a dick or you're not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know I kind of want to change the subject. I wanted to ask Adam about comedy. I wanted to ask him about
okay.
Yeah, we've been on this
So,
politics thing for a while.
Yeah, no, but it was good. And you, dude, you know a lot of shit.
Oh, dude, I loved college. I read a book a week, man. I ate it up, dude.
Dude, you should like recommend us some books whenever you get the
We're
chance.
definitely having Adam again on the podcast,
sure.
dude.
Yeah, I know, man. You're gonna have like fucking lectures, bro.
Yeah, man. I had a teacher who took me under her wing, a professor, and she like changed my life, man.
She took you under her wing,
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Huh?
Yeah.
No, but dude,
Yeah. What's up?
for comedy, so before comedy was even a thing, right, in your life, did you have any exposure to like stand up? To what was something that like made you gear towards like that
Okay.
that
Yeah.
genre?
So I never wanted to be a comedian ever when I was young, growing up. I always wanted to be a rock star.
Hell yeah.
That music is my first love.
Yep.
You know, so it always feels weird for me when I focus too much on comedy and like don't play guitar. Like I played guitar for the first time in months yesterday or 2 days ago, and I played for like 4 hours without stopping in my room.
Damn.
I forget how much I love it. You know what I mean? But my first exposure, I think, to comedy, I think what first comes to mind, at least, is going over to my grandma's house on the weekends and watching Mad TV.
Oh, okay.
So people always talk about SNL, and when people ask me about it, like, what are my favorite SNL episodes, I was like, I've never really watched SNL. I just know that like the hits sketches.
Mm-hmm.
I was a Mad TV kid. So like Bobby Lee, Will Sasso,
Oh yeah.
Key and Peele, you know,
Mhm.
those guys were my like what I loved, but I never like considered it. And then like I remember the first stand-up special I probably listened to was Dane Cook's Retaliation.
Dude, that was the first comedian that I like. That's what got me into comedy initially. Was
Yeah.
Dane Cook, listening to him.
Yeah, it was either Retaliation or Harmful When Swallowed.
Yep.
And I remember my uncle, who also exposed me to a lot of music, he was like very influential in my life, my uncle Raul. I remember dying laughing, listening to it, not watching it on TV, listening to it on CD,
Oh shit.
and dying in my uncle's car because he would put in the stand-up special, right? But then again, like not inspired, just thinking it's funny. So like it's that Cat Williams, Pimp Chronicles,
Oh,
early Chris Rock, Bigger
poor
and Blacker.
little Tink Tink, right?
Dude. Like I can still like remember like when he's in that green suede suit in Pimp Chronicles,
Mhm.
and that joke about weed that he has.
Oh, about
The different types of
this
weed.
shit is called deaf, right?
Yeah. You mean I'm gonna hit this shit and die? I got shit to do today. He's like, nah, not death. Death. You take one hit and you can't hear shit. Yeah. One of the most, in my
How
opinion,
they come up with this shit,
Fuck, man. So
super
good, right?
underrated, bro.
Yeah, dude.
I will put Pimp Chronicles up against any comedy special.
What about Chappelle?
I like Chappelle a lot, but it didn't. I like Chappelle's show a lot.
Honestly, Chappelle.
It was the show though. It was his sketch comedy
That
that
really blew
spoke
him
to me the most.
up, yeah.
I didn't see a Chappelle special until I was like 22,
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Damn.
23.
No, Chappelle. That guy is just. He's a natural. He's fucking good, dude, and he's been doing it since he was a little kid. But in terms of comedy, and we'll go back to your comedy, but in terms of comedy, like, dude, yeah, I think after Dane Cook, the first I heard Dane Cook, I heard I think it was Vicious Circle or something. I had it on I had an iPod, and I had that fucking album on my iPod, dude. I would crack the fuck up listening to this shit.
That's not the Madison Square Garden one, right? Vicious Circle is the one where he had like people all around him, right? That's why it was called Vicious Circle.
Yep.
That was cool.
Yeah. And after that, I think I fell into that. Well, I was deep into soccer and skateboarding, but then on TV, Chappelle's show was popular.
Yeah.
Carlos Mencia was popular. This before.
Oh my
this
god.
This before
you're
the
right.
whole Menstelia shit happened. Where
Fuck.
Dude, so much of his shit would no longer fly now anyway. Remember
No.
his freaking titty bits?
oh yeah,
Where he's just like making fun of like
Mentally challenged, yeah.
people.
Oh man, he wouldn't survive.
nah, dude. But yeah, after that, like, I don't think I really got into comedy till college. I bought, just by chance, I was at a fucking like one of those disc replays or something, and I saw a DVD, and it was Eddie Murphy Delirious. I grabbed it. It was like $5,
Yeah.
dude. In my room in college, if you ask my friend Victor if you ever meet him, dude, we had that shit playing every night. Boom, every night.
Really?
Every night. That after I listened to that comedy special, I fell in love with stand-up comedy, dude. And boom, I was addicted, and still to this day, I'm always looking for the next like best special or
I've never listened to that.
dude.
I
Do
know
yourself a
I
favor.
know it's like legendary. That's the one where he's in the red suit.
Yeah.
Right.
So you guys don't like
Delirious.
George Lopez, man?
Yeah.
Oh, I love George Lopez.
George
Dude,
Lopez,
George
like-
Lopez would
yeah.
crack me
Dude,
the
why you
fuck up,
crying?
dude.
I forgot about that.
Oh,
Why You Crying is probably actually the
Why you
first-
cry?
Why You Crying was probably the first one. It was all around that same time though, like Dane Cook, George Lopez, Why You Crying came
Yeah.
out.
Dude, I used to love.
That was like,
man, fuck.
early to like mid 2000s, right?
George Lopez is a ledge.
For sure, huh?
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
because
it very like I would get nervous if I met him, type of thing. Like when I was a kid, he was like the first Latino celebrity I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
dude, he's good, man.
Yeah,
He's
And his
fucking
show
good.
Was so good.
No,
too.
but you gotta. I want you to one day like try to like watch Eddie Murphy Delirious.
I think I did watch
right.
it.
Oh, you did.
I won't remember the jokes like joke
Okay.
by joke, but I did watch
And
it.
not even that, dude. So this is how
I think
it's
someone was
crazy.
like, "Come on, D, come on, D."
I think that
like
might.
he met an
there's-
African
that's
chick.
raw.
There's
That's raw.
Delirious
Oh,
and
that
Raw.
was raw.
That was raw. He was in the purple suit.
But I did watch Delirious too, though.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I did.
dude. It's amazing, like that. And I realized that, like with music too, that I'll hear something and I'll be a fan of that, and then later on I'll figure out like, oh, that what I was listening to was influenced by something else from the past. Eddie Murphy, his specials, when I listen to them now, I'm like, holy shit, this guy was a huge fan of Richard Pryor, and that guy was before him.
Wait, but do you think like stand-up comedians? Do you think that like do you guys gotta study or like write shit down, or like how like rappers will write their lyrics,
Yeah.
or do you think there's just stand-up comedians that are just natural and they just fucking go with the flow? You know what I'm saying?
Every comic does both. So every comic writes stuff down, and then also you want to give yourself a room to riff and do crowd work and stuff like that, and do stuff off of the top of your head, right? And you don't want to be like reciting lines, because if you memorize it to the point where it feels like you're reciting lines, it doesn't feel natural.
And the crowd's gonna feed off of that.
And they could
like,
feel it.
yeah.
They could feel it. Like,
Yeah.
because if you get to the point where you're not giving yourself enough room, where you're rehearsing it too much, you shouldn't rehearse a lot as a stand-up comedian. Like, you should go over your notes, whatever, try and punch stuff up. You gotta do it on stage, and not like do it too much in the mirror, because then it sounds too robotic.
Yeah, because it only comes out perfect once.
Dude, because I've
That's
listened to
it.
some like comedians that I'm huge like fans of, like because I listen to the podcast and stuff. Like Theo Vaughn is one good example. I love it, like some of his podcasts and stuff like that. Same thing with Joey Diaz, but specifically Theo Von. I listened to his first special, and I was like,
Yeah, it wasn't great.
I was uncomfortable the entire special because it felt forced. It
Yeah.
didn't. It felt like he was just like pretty much just reciting what
Right.
is memorized.
Yeah, like
And
he'd be
special.
forgetting on the spot.
It wasn't like going to
see him.
watch or watching Louis C.K. where he makes it seem like it's the first time he's telling the fucking joke.
See, yeah, because Theo is better at riffing and he's better, like funnier in a podcast environment
Natural,
than he
yeah.
is on stage. I think though, if you went to go see, I would recommend going to see Theo Von when he's not doing a special, because he would probably be more open because he's filming a special. But also he admitted himself, I think, on that podcast that he was like kind of embarrassed by that special that he did
really?
not the way he
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah, he just said
The old one. The
Yeah,
first one.
the
There's
first
a new
one,
one
yeah.
out I haven't seen yet. I heard it's like solid.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I think he was like on drugs a lot at that time.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be
Like-
that too.
Like he was probably like really fucked up, and he's like, "Fuck, I gotta do this shit."
Yeah.
When you think about it from a comedian's perspective, I think they work so hard to find a voice, right? It's kind of like when you're working at your craft, like you're working at something for so long, and then you're finally getting the groove and your own way of working,
Yeah,
like, and understanding your methods of work are going to be different to the guy next to you who's been working the same amount of time.
well, check this out. If the guy next to me has been doing this for a while and he's good as fuck, and like I could imagine as a stand-up comedian, like if someone that you respect or is fucking good, maybe better than you, they go before you on stage, I can imagine you'd feel a little fucking worried
Well,
about your special.
Adam knows how that feels. I know how it feels too because I did stand up 3 times, but Adam knows very well how that is. When somebody goes up before you that's killing, like completely.
Yeah. It's tough. So there's only been 2 times where someone did so much better than me that I felt bad. Like I'm like, what am I doing?
Do you do it regularly or no? Like
yeah,
stand-up?
yeah. Not like in the last couple of months because life's been getting in the way, but normally, yeah. I mean,
man.
it's not just like it's something I'm pursuing. You know what I mean? It's not just like something I do as a hobby. Like I'm trying to make a career out of comedy.
I'm gonna end up joining him one of these days.
Yeah.
Just get on stage and humiliate myself.
For real.
But yeah, there's this one guy. I don't feel as bad about it anymore because he's like a pro comedian now. I was on the same bill as him. His name's Jeffrey Asmus, Jeff Asmus, and he's a regular at the Comedy Cellar now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but we did a show together like a year ago. We were on the same bill, and I ate shit. Horrible set. And I was
Right after him.
before him.
Before him.
Not after him, yeah, before him. And I was like, oh, this crowd kind of sucks. Whatever, it's fine. And I filmed it too because I was auditioning, like sending in an audition tape to JFL, which is like a comedy festival. And he goes up there and murders, absolutely destroys the room, kills it, does a 9/11 joke that he just wrote the day of. Like he's like, I'm gonna try this out. Does a joke about 9/11, obliterates the room. And like me too, I'm cracking up, dying laughing.
Fuck. You're like, stop laughing.
And yeah, and then I'm like, oh my God, this crowd isn't bad. This guy is just way, way better at this than I am.
Yeah.
And there was another time that happened at Shuba's, not at the mic, but at a book show. I was booked to do the show on Shuba's, and I did it. And there was this another guy who's like basically a pro now. His name's Tommy, and he's super funny. And I did okay, and then he just goes up there and just crushes. And I was just like, geez. And he was so much better. Like he had so much more jokes and stuff like that. So I'm like more of a storyteller. So sometimes, like, let's say I'll get like a laugh a minute, but when the story's really cooking, I'll get like 4 or 5 laughs, maybe more in a minute.
And
like,
how
really
big
hit-
is the
Just
crowd?
learning
or-
how to learning how to tell your story in a way where it's gonna,
Yeah, but because like that's just. I started out just literally going up on stage and telling stories, not even writing jokes. Literally just telling stories about my life, verbatim, not exaggerating, telling stories about my life. And then like I would just cut out all of the parts that people didn't laugh at.
That's insane, dude. When I did stand up the first time, I wrote it out, right? So I started off, the first joke that I wrote was, what the fuck did I say? I said something along the lines of, I've been, oh, fuck, I forgot the joke. It had to do with being vegan. At the time, I wasn't eating meat, right? Fuck, I forgot the fucking joke. But that's
Is
how
it the one you told us at Iberico or something, or no?
I think so. Yeah.
Fuck.
But that was my joke, and it had like a pause, and then like
You hit the punchline.
punchline, and it killed the first time I did it. Dude, the fucking adrenaline that you feel, dude.
You're like, yeah.
You're like, oh shit, damn, this fucking worked.
Yeah.
And then from there, I'll have to look back at my Google Drive or something and see if I have the thing to tell you next time we hang out. But and then after that, I told a story about just like living in Chicago. It was a storytelling. So
yeah.
and I feel like some people have that natural tendency to lean towards storytelling and kind of learning how to make it relatable to everybody and understandable and funny, comedic.
Yeah.
And then some people are just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, some people are really good at writing jokes.
Yeah.
I feel like comedy is like, it's very personal, but like you're kind of making like the personal stuff, you know, like you're making it humorous, and I feel like people like find that shit funny. Like if I struggled or something, that's, you know, like if I struggled or had some issues and I kind of make a joke of it, like people just kind of laugh at your clumsiness. Or
It's like that. I'm
your
not a fan of
shittiness.
his. I'm not a fan of his comedy that much. He's a great actor, Kevin Hart. His name is that one special he has, "Laugh at My Pain." It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're laughing at the obvious and the everyday struggle that it is to be a human.
Dude, it's funny to, I mean, it's kind of fucked up when I say it, but it's kind of funny. Like if, for me, example, if I see someone fall, I'm gonna fucking crack up. If I see someone like fuck up or like do something bad,
dude, like the
wrong.
fucking guy that broke his leg skateboarding. Remember?
Yeah.
It's like, oh fuck, oh shit.
Yeah, no, dude, like that's funny. So I feel like that's kind of how like the audience sees it. Like you fuck something up and they laugh at it or something, you know?
Adam, you know, the last time that I did stand up, that night, because it was the 3 times that I done stand up, it was at Cole's bar.
Yeah.
That last night that I tried stand up, guess who did a guest appearance at the fucking stand up?
Hannibal Buress.
Yeah. Dude. I was like, what the fuck?
Who the fuck is that?
he's a famous comedian.
For real?
He's
He's
from
a beast.
Chicago.
He's from Chicago. Yeah, he's really funny. And he went up and just did his set. And he was just literally messing with the piano in the background and just kind of just talking to the crowd and just riffing with the crowd.
Yeah.
But still, it killed. And then right after that was this Asian kid from Seattle or something. And he destroyed even harder than Hannibal. So I'm like, oh shit. And then I got called up.
Damn.
Finito, dude.
Das Nickel Fritz, dog.
Dead.
Oh shit.
My
That
story.
sounds like a nightmare, dude.
I told my story or whatever that I did. It was about a prostitute or something, like, because where we used to live, there was a lot of there was prostitutes and like a lot of weird shit on. It was a busy street. There was a lot of weird shit that would happen, and I was telling some story about that, about someone that's like a transgender woman or something.
Yeah.
And crickets, dude. I told my story. I felt all the heat in my fucking face and shit. I just went through it, and then I just got off stage.
So how do you
and I
guys
went
get the
home.
fuck out of that? I mean, a complete silent moment. Like,
You just gotta swallow it, dude.
do you go to the next joke right away, or
No, I mean, if I'm bombing like hard, I'll just abandon everything and I'll start just like talking to people in the crowd and try and like, I haven't bombed really, really hard in a long time, but I bombed for sure.
But do you
like,
feel like the crowd sometimes they just be kind of like uptight, like they don't
Yeah,
go there to
I mean,
have fun. They just go there like,
sometimes I'm like I was telling him, I did a show at this bar, horrible venue, horrible bar, and like I just was like, I am gonna eat shit. I'm gonna do so bad. That's just like what's going on in my head.
And you expect that when you go to a bar, people are watching sports, people are watching TVs, you know?
Yeah, and I'm like,
So they're not going to the bar to go laugh.
I wanted to leave. That's how bad I was feeling. Okay, so like I go like fourth or whatever. This guy does really well before me, surprisingly, but he's like a really funny comic. And but I'm like a storyteller, you know, so I'm like storytelling stuff. I mean, I'm a comedian. I write jokes, you know. I like punch up stuff. You know, it's not like I don't think I'm a comic, but
it's not gonna
I'm
fly
just
in a
different
bar.
style, and I'm like, and it's just not gonna work in a bar. So I go up there and I immediately stand up on the bar. Stand up like on the bar, and I just start screaming, and to get people's attention, and I'm like, get fucking ready. Here's your headliner. I'm gonna do 20 minutes based on these two guys playing pool behind me that are in an argument. You guys ready for 15 or 20 minutes of pool-based comedy? You know, because the guys were shooting pool, and then like that got laughs, you know, and then I riffed for like another minute or two, like probably another minute, and that got some laughs, and then I ran out of steam after like a minute and a half.
But I like that
And-
you did that, dude. That you went straight into, and you didn't hold back. You just went ham on the
Because
whole.
I'm like,
Yeah, that's
screw
ballsy
this.
as fuck.
You have to do that because if you don't go full force, dude, they're gonna
don't give a
read.
fuck,
They're gonna
man.
know like this guy ain't shit.
Like,
Like
I
yeah.
walked up, dude, and went up there, and I stand on like the little thing, and I stand up all the way up on the thing, and I just go,
Yeah, Slayer. No, he did a Slayer scream.
Yeah.
yeah.
The Tamaraya.
So Tamaraya.
But then like I ran out of steam, you know, as I couldn't riff for much longer, and then so I went into material and ate shit for like 30 minutes.
I'm gonna try stand up once at least in my life.
You should do. Because
I
obviously
love
I'm going with you. I'm taking you.
Yeah, because I love making people laugh. I've always loved making people laugh.
Come to the Shubas mic, dude. That's the mic me and a lot of my friends always go to.
All right,
But is
let's
there
plan
something
it.
I got-
It's on
Thursdays.
Thursdays.
Nights at 8, but it lasts till like 10:30, 11.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck a punchline is.
But you should get there early.
So I gotta probably do some research
Just-
before I go.
All I can tell you, dude, start watching stand-up comedy. And
I
just
do
get an
watch
idea.
stand up, but I just don't. I'm kind of dumb, bro. I'm not the smartest guy.
No, dude, it's not.
I'll be smart in the things I like.
Hey, have you ever seen who's like a pro comedian live?
Yeah.
Who?
Well, I saw Hannibal just by chance, but Louis C.K.
You saw Louis? Was it awesome?
Yeah.
I've never been a big fan of Louis. He always just seemed like really sad.
And
To me-
and Sebastian Maniscalco.
How's
And
Sebastian?
Chris D'Elia.
Oh, a few people.
Yeah.
Who's the best? I'm not saying who do you think's the best out of all of them. I'm
I
saying
like Chris.
in the moment, who do you think was the best? Like the
That I've
funniest?
seen live.
Yeah.
The best, honestly, shit, man. I think it's between Louis and Sebastian.
Interesting. Where did you see them?
Sebastian, that guy does arena, so he was at United Center.
That's crazy, and it was still funny. I can imagine being at an arena and laughing at somebody.
Dude, he was good.
That's insane to me. I mean, I know obviously
Yeah.
people do it like freaking Gabriel Iglesias does the freaking Staples
Like
Center
a fucking
whenever he wants
concert,
to.
bro. What the fuck?
That's crazy,
But
dude.
not Louis. I think I have more of a gravitation towards Louis because of my
Sense of humor.
sense of humor. It's a little bit more self-deprecating and dark, you know?
Dude.
I gotta give Louis a chance, man.
Yeah.
You haven't really you don't really understand like his.
No, I watched like Bill Burr. I watched Theo Von. I watched Chappelle, George Lopez, obviously. Fluffy. Fluffy was like my go-to when I would get high.
Really?
I-
I'm not a big fan of Gabriel.
I don't like
Iglesias. I
Fluffy,
don't
dude.
him.
Well, yeah, I know. Like,
I mean, I get it, but it's just not for me.
I guess when I was younger, I
His
liked it,
his-
but now that I'm older, I like different comedians
His
now.
first
Cat
special
Williams
was
for
funny.
sure.
Like when you're first introduced to Fluffy the first time, it's funny because of his voices that he does and
Yeah.
high pitched.
Well, yeah, at first, like you hear his
And he's
first,
fat,
you
you
hear
know?
it for the first time, and he's like, he does his little sound effects, and it's kind of funny. Yeah, because he's like a funny looking guy, but he does that like so much that it kind of became like one of his things that he always
It's
does.
like repetitive.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, dude, like, you know, like kind of step it up.
I have this theory. I tried to turn this into a joke, but I have this theory that about Gabriel Iglesias. No one laughed at it when I tried this. I only tried it once. I should go back and like try and write it and punch it up. But like that, like wearing jorts, wearing jean shorts used to be like a thing that only thugs and like cholos did. But ever since Gabriel Iglesias, is like not a cool thing to wear anymore. You never see thugs wearing.
Yeah, because he has like a fucking Hawaiian shirt or some shit.
Bro.
Like what the fuck?
Dude, I remember
And New Balances.
Dude,
Yeah, dude. Like he dadified
Dude,
that shit.
when I was growing up, bro, all my cousins who would like gangbang and stuff like that, they were always wear a Bulls jersey and jean shorts. Dude,
Jean shorts. That is fucking true, man.
with freaking Air Force Ones
Yeah, I had a cousin. He'd have
Or
the
like-
jean shorts and the Echo shirt and
and
you
like
know,
Fat Farm
Or a
shoes.
G Unit shirt.
Yeah, G-Unit.
But it was always jean shorts, dude. And then Gabriel Iglesias blows up, dude, wearing jean shorts in like his first special, dude. And everyone's like, nah, fuck that.
You're right. He ruined
That's some
that.
pussy shit.
Yeah, he fucking ruined it.
You know what I mean? But I feel like no one else understood. I'm like, we're the like Hispanics who grew up with cousins who gangbang.
Yeah.
This is
They
the
would
target for this
understand.
joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like just like a fact that I'm stating. Like people think I was like exaggerating, and I'm like, no, like I seriously believe this. You know?
Yeah,
That
I
is
think
fucking
if
true.
you talk to a Latino crowd, I think it would have hit a little bit better.
The Latinos are the only people who have followed me after seeing me perform.
Oh wow.
I've
That's
had a couple of Latinos follow me because, like, obviously, you know, I have jokes about that. I used to have this opening joke. You were talking about like that feeling when you first get him. One of the first jokes I wrote when I really started ripping in comedy, when I need to do a good set, it's my opener, and I'll tell you I'll tell you, but it just won't hit as hard, but. It's one of the ones where I'm like, whoa, I'm a comedian. Like, I wrote a joke that makes people laugh. And I would open up with them with that joke. And I knew if that joke landed, I got him. And it's just like the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're just like, oh.
Because especially
Here we go.
when you start, it's like even like with a fucking band, dude. If you go to see a band like Red Hot Chili Peppers, or you go to see what's another band like System of a Down, people don't want to hear like some new shit. They're like, no, play Chop Suey, or they want to hear that shit, you know?
Like, shut the fuck up, dude.
But
Dude,
like,
I wish System of a Down would write some new stuff, dude. Damn.
yeah, and they
Apparently-
they did 2 songs, but that was it.
They're
Um,
fucking dope as
Apparently
fuck,
they
though.
don't get along well or something, is what I heard, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
political differences.
Yeah,
I think John Dolmayan and Serge
Interesting.
are beefing a little bit.
I
You
think
think
it. No, I
Darren?
think it's more Darren and Serge.
Well, I thought because
You think Serge is conservative and Darren's not?
no, Serge is liberal as fuck.
Yeah.
Really?
He's a
Yeah.
lefty like crazy, and John Dolmayan is like more of a right.
That's
No,
the
I don't
drummer?
think it's between them.
But he had a beef with Serge too, though.
No, they disagree, but he loves Serge. No, dude, there's even a video of
Oh
them.
yeah, him holding the daughter, right?
No, recently they
the
were in
kid or the son?
they were in Cancun vacationing, and there was a band playing one
Oh
of their
yeah,
songs.
you're right.
And
great.
John Dolmayan jumped on the drums,
Oh,
and
you know
Serge
what,
started
yeah.
singing. So they're friends, but it's more between Darren and
that makes
Serge.
sense.
So they're
because-
beefing right now.
No, it's,
No, they just don't get like
They
they
have-
can't spend 2 months in a studio.
it's
together.
creative differences, dude. Because
Two alphas. bro.
Darren Malakian, John Dolmayan said it best in a podcast with Dean Delray. He's another comedian. He opens up, I think, for Bill Burr a lot. But he had an interview with John Dolmayan, and John Dolmayan was saying how it's like a football team. You have the quarterback, like that's the guy he's doing the best throws, the best plays. Like that's the guy you that's your go-to, and that's Darren Malakian, their guitarist. He didn't say specifically who it was, but I knew who he was talking about.
Wait, say that again. What's
Like that the quarterback of their
Oh, and it's Darren.
it's Darren.
You think so?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I mean,
He
yeah.
writes
he probably writes all.
he writes all the music.
stuff.
Obviously, that's a collaborate.
So I could see Serge
lyrics.
wanting to fucking write his own music, and
Yeah,
'cause he
his,
probably felt like insecure about it a little bit, maybe.
it's possible.
I
From but
cannot believe the last record they released was freaking Hypnotized, dude.
yeah, and that was
And it's
technically
the-
a
like
double
the-
album.
yeah,
was part of
right, with
Mesmerized,
Mesmerized.
2005.
It's like their
Yeah.
biggest record,
Yeah,
and they stopped.
I'd be jamming to that every fucking day. Like fucking
I remember
Dreamy.
when I bought Mesmerized, dude.
Yeah, dude, my wife loves
Yeah,
hearing
yeah.
Darren sing,
I
dude.
remember listening to that
Fuck.
too. That was like one of the first records that I remember. My uncle, again, same guy who introduced me to comedy, introduced me to a lot of music. I remember he had the double thing, Hypnotized on one side, and it's like you flip it over and it's Mesmerized.
Yeah,
And I was
sick.
like,
Both of
this
them.
is crazy. Why do you always send the bar? Dude, and the same year, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge came out. And
What band is that?
MCR,
Dude, I don't know.
My Chemical Romance.
Oh,
fuck.
okay.
I remember like my other uncle would make fun of me for like always singing Helena. What's the worst that I can say? Things are better if I stay.
You've heard the song.
You think so?
Yeah, it's the music video. They're like in a church.
The only song I know of My Chemical Romance is the one that they covered for Frozen.
What?
Yeah, they did a song for Frozen, I think. Or is it Fall Out Boy?
That's not MCR, dude. I'll tell you that.
No,
But
it's
My
different?
Chemical Romance, yeah, you know them.
Yeah, Lita likes them a lot. I don't.
Yo,
It's
how
it's like a
aren't you around our
screamo style
age?
band.
Like if you went to homecoming, how have you not listened to My Chemical Romance?
He has.
I have, but I'll tell you,
know-
bro. My thing growing up was underground rap, like underground hip hop, and just hip hop. Like, dude, like and it was just System of a Down, like some Lamb of God.
What's
Some
your favorite rap
Slayer.
record of all time?
I don't know, dude. It's hard. Like I love Nas, and I don't know too much about like albums,
Okay.
but like I could tell you the favorite artist. Like I'm not very formal with like the terminology and all that, but like Nas, I love Nas, Mobb Deep. Obviously, it's kind of common sense, but like
Mobb-
Biggie Smalls, Gangstar. Have you listened to Gangstar?
Not too much, but Mobb Deep
Ah,
is
Dude,
so underrated.
dude,
in my
listen-
opinion. Not enough people.
Dude, Gangstar
Oh, yeah.
is
Really?
so much better. I think Gangstar is the best.
Mobb
Gangstar's the
Deep,
best.
Mobb Deep was the shit, but Gangstar, yeah, it's
Dude, that what I'm here for.
I
When I
think
hear
it-
the piano, oh my god!
I
Dude,
think-
forget about it.
his Gangstar's music was a little bit more positivity.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's what I
dig
like
that.
about it, though.
Yeah.
They're like activists, you know. They're fucking.
All right, dude.
you got,
There's
buddy?
this
What
song
you
my
got?
friend showed me, "The Realist" by Mobb Deep, and the beat is so hard. It makes me want to do a drive-by.
Fuck, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, their
You gotta look
music
up The
is
Realist.
fucking.
It's off Murda Music. It's not off the big one with Shook Ones.
The one I like is like Hell on Earth. I like
Still Shining is a good one.
Survival of the Fittest. Like, dude, with my homies, right before we would go painting, we'd put on Survival of the Fittest. Like, dude, that song was our pump up. That one, or we put Cream from Wu Tang. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention Wu Tang. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, have you watched the show, the Wu-Tang TV show?
yeah, I
So
did.
good, That was
on
It is
Hulu,
good. It's
right?
good as fuck.
Yeah, you should watch it, man. It's good.
I
It's
saw,
super
I
good.
think,
I told
the
you about it,
first
Hector. It's fucking great.
season.
Yeah, the season 2 came out last year. Me and my brother didn't even know about it, so we watched season 1. But like, we just started watching season 2 today. It's good, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were fucking. That's what I was saying. Like, Hector, like, what makes someone successful? Like, I don't think people understand. Like, you know, and I read this book. I don't know you read it before. It's called 48 Laws of Power. Robert Greene.
I've heard it before. I never read it though.
So like in that book they talk about like a lot of like historic like events or like big people in history, and basically throughout history there's been people that like a lot of dealers that sell art like portraits and you know and do like they make so much money off that hustle, and what I'm trying to get at is that it's the approach you give it to when you're trying to sell something, when you're trying to promote something, when you're trying to, like, for example, for you guys for comedy, the way you went up on the bar, that's you promoting yourself. You know,
Selling himself.
yeah, you're selling. You're being obvious about it. Wu-Tang, what did they do? They literally like they did a whole scam to fucking sell their albums to the
Right.
nearest record place, right?
Yeah,
You seen that
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So that's why I tell Hector, like, okay, like,
That's how System Chavo, the bass guitarist,
yeah,
he did all the promotion and everything to get System where they were.
yeah. Shaw was on some gangster shit. Like, I think
Yeah.
right now he's like selling weed, like,
But that's what it took
like
for
legally. It sounds illegal.
Yeah,
as
now
fuck.
it sounds illegal. No, but that's how these bands like. This shows you like the sign of the times. Like they didn't have all this technology, people putting shit on social media. They were word of mouth. They were networking. They were going out there. They were pushing their shit
Yes,
and making it happen.
but you see, the thing is, so like the thing is, like as ways of promoting progress, that means that the competition, you know, it gets bigger. So then you still have to be like, I feel like a lot of people they want to be successful and shit, and they want their shit out there like that.
Yeah.
But they're not willing to go the next level to get it out there.
Right.
Like my dude, I literally asked my guy from work, like, "Hey, bro, subscribe to my shit and share it, please. Like, it's thirsty as fuck. But what I'm trying to get at is like, I'm not scared to go the extra mile. Like the canvases, I'll bring up my canvases, and it's a little embarrassing to me sometimes because I'm bringing it up to them, and you know I'm literally hustling, bro. It's like those guys, like, bro, when you walk down Chicago,
you have to kind of like take away your ego from it because you feel a little thirsty when you're doing it.
It is a little. It's humbling. You know what I'm saying? Like 1,000%. But I feel like if you gotta be super hungry though. You know what I'm saying? You have to really, really, really fucking want it.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah.
So like, I feel like for anything we fucking do, whether it's comedy or, you know, like you guys play the guitar, shit. I told Hector, I was like, dude, why don't you fucking do videos on YouTube, fucking doing covers? It don't matter. You don't have to be the greatest person, dude. Like, dude, don't you think there was groups way better than Wu-Tang, and they're not? They didn't make it.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. It's all about it's not even about your talent. You gotta like shop yourself. You gotta get out there and promote yourself and figure out ways to make it. Yeah, dude. There's so many talented people, dude. There's so many funny comics that I've come across, dude. And on top of that, there's so many. One of my favorite bands in the world. I genuinely think they're one of the best bands in America, and their name is Lurk. They're a band in Chicago, and they're like not big at all. And I saw them live. They opened for one band that's bigger than them, and they blew them out of the fucking water.
Holy shit.
And I'm like, why isn't this band huge?
Yeah, their marketing isn't there.
Right. And it's like also, you know, there's some luck to it too, you know, but yeah, that's what it's all about. Like, there's one thing. We were talking about MCR. I love this story. It motivates me. It inspires me so much about My Chemical Romance. So there's a story about when My Chemical Romance was first started blowing up. They went on Warped Tour. You know Warped Tour, right?
Vans. It was a Vans music.
There's a bunch of punk bands
tour.
like go on tour, and like it was a huge thing. So all these punk and emo bands would play all on one tour, and they would go all around the country, and it would be.
That's when you had your wrist shit, dude. Or was that Tim?
It could have been me. It could have been me.
Yeah, it was one of you guys.
It might have been Tim.
Yeah. Sorry.
But there's like skateboard ramps there. It's like a huge festival. It's like Lollapalooza, but in a new city every night.
Damn. Okay.
So they're playing Warped Tour for the first time, which is like a big deal. You know, it's a lot of exposure. And so they're not like really talking to anybody. They're just meeting people and they're being chill. And one of these guys, I forgot what band it was, some other big band that's been on Warped Tour a bunch of times, is saying that, you know, like most people party, like, and whatnot, like drink and meet all these bands, you know, meet all these girls and stuff like that. And it's a great time. And he was like, dude, he was like, I partied the night before. There was a big party, and all the bands were like drinking together. He was like, and I'm hungover, and I wake up at like 9 a.m. to all this noise outside of my bus. He's like, I walk outside of my bus, and it's My Chemical Romance is practicing at 9 in the morning before their show. They're fucking like going through their set and practicing when everyone else is hungover and like passed out,
wasting time.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? And I love that, man. It just like takes a little extra if you really want to.
So that's one of your top bands, like one of your favorite bands, or
no? I just love that story. I mean, I like MCR. You know, I think they're legends and stuff like that. But I've never been a huge fan.
I watched a live show of theirs. But I just love that story. I watched a live show of theirs, and I want to give a shout out to Emilio because for one of my birthdays one year, this is when the Black Parade album came out. Emilio bought me the album for my birthday, and I kind of like didn't want to listen to the album or something. I kind of like gave it the Fucci face, you know?
Yeah, it's because when they were new, it was.
And like, my brother and I felt ashamed for listening.
The Fucci faces? I have no idea what the hell
that's like giving it the like nah.
Like when
just kind of like
the Fucci face.
But it was a gift from my brother. He bought me the album. Then eventually the album actually grew on me. I was like, you know what? Fuck, dude. This is a good album. So sorry, Emilio, that I was an asshole about it when you first gave me that album.
I thought the Fucci face was cuando huele a caca. You're like
no, that. I just didn't like I guess we maybe used the wrong expression, right?
I don't know. Every time I hear Fucci,
Adam's like, what?
Yeah. Every time I think of Fucci, I think about like those kids in grammar school that always smell like caca, you know? You guys never had one of those?
Yeah, I was one of them. So.
I had an experience actually.
I pooped my pants once, but.
Oh fuck! That's why you don't know what the Fucci face is.
Speaking of shitting pants, dude. And we can end it with the shit stories because we're already almost 2 hours in. But
Oh damn.
I was in my Spanish class in 6th or 7th grade. Senora Russ was her name, and I don't know if you remember her.
I do.
Yeah, but we were sitting in Spanish class. I wasn't paying attention. I had one of my friends at the time, Jerry Sabalas, was in the class.
Man,
I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah.
And I just remember there was this kid that sat next to him. I'm not gonna name him because I don't want to shame him, you know.
Okay.
But you know who he is. But this
I'm
guy
gonna try
went.
and guess.
This guy asked to go to the bathroom. He went to the bathroom. He came back. And he sat down next to Jerry, and the moment he sat down, Jerry looked at me and he was like, "What the fuck?" Like his face changed. He's like, something happened.
Man.
It smelled like pure shit.
Oh my god.
Like the moment he came back from the bathroom, it smelled like pure shit in the room, and Jerry was right next to him in class. So Jerry was like,
next to you.
he was like, oh my god, like he was dying next to that kid. So he just dealt with it the entire class, and people were like, kind of like, what the fuck, like looking around, like, what the fuck is that smell coming from? And yeah, it was.
Was it like an everyday thing? Maybe he had a condition or something.
No, I think like some younger kids might have trouble wiping their ass. I don't know. Or he shit his underwear.
He could have maybe just not made it, and like maybe he didn't want to throw away his underwear or something.
Who knows? I don't know what the story was.
Yeah,
but
I just chartered at work the other day. I threw them bitches away, son.
Bro.
I'm like, I don't need you in my life.
When's the last? Wait, so that's the last time you shit your pants then? The other day?
Yeah, like a
Like
month.
a
It
month
was
ago?
a couple months ago.
When's the last time you did it, dude?
Woo!
It was a shart though, in my defense.
Last time I shit my
Yeah.
pants,
Yeah.
dude. I shit. The only time I remember that I shit my pants, I was in pre-K.
I straight up shit my pants like a year or two ago.
Oh shit!
For real, like a deuce,
Full on, bro.
like a burrito
I
ass
could, no,
motherfucker.
no. Diarrhea, bro.
Oh fuck.
Bro.
Oh, man.
So like during the pandemic, I was super broke. I couldn't work. And thankfully our landlord I was like, hey, I was like, my portion is gonna be late and I'll pay it in time, and they were like cool with that, you know. So I was surviving off of a diet of ramen noodles and hot dogs
Oh shit.
and carrots.
Damn.
I
Healthy.
remember,
Yeah, that had some health in there.
I remember. Well, I just like carrots and they're cheap, so I bought carrots. And I remember one time this is unrelated, but my roommate offered to buy me dinner. He was like, "Hey, what do you want to get dinner tonight and watch a movie?" Such a sweetie. His name's Alonzo. He's an improviser. He's super funny. And I was like, "No, it's okay. You don't need to buy me dinner." And he was like, "Adam, everything you eat is shaped like a dick. I'm buying you money. I'm buying you dinner." Now,
Oh shit.
anyway, so it was during that time, and I remember one time I was like splurging, so I bought some eggs and chorizo.
Damn.
Bro,
okay.
this chorizo must have been bad, dude. I got it from the
fuck.
corner store across the street, not even a grocery store. Like they sell, for some reason, they sell chips, they sell beer,
Probably drugs
they
too.
they sell tamales on Saturday, and they sell chorizo, dude. Okay?
Damn.
Dude, so I took this chorizo. God knows, it's probably from the freaking 90s.
Oh my.
And like I eat it and I'm feeling fine, and then I go for a run. Bro,
You went for a run.
I went for a run, dude. And I'm like a mile and a half away from my apartment. And I feel it and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm not going to be able to make it." Like I'm straight up not going to be able to make it.
You went for a run.
Bro, I'm like a mile away. So I go into the alley, dude, and try to like just like I'm like shitting myself as I'm walking through the alley. And then like some of it is like falling down, dude.
Oh
And
man.
so I had to like just drop like some of my pants and like Hector's dying over there.
You had that brown sweat dripping down.
Talk about laughing at my pain, dude. Bro, and I remember some guy like walked by the alley and I just put my like butt like against the wall and just like looked at him and I was like, "Hey," and he looked at me like I was a psycho.
Fuck.
And I was like, and some dude came out down to this alley to throw his garbage away, and I was just like,
Oh my god.
Just like, of course you're gonna throw your garbage away now. Anyway, dude. So I still had like a mile to
Fuck,
walk back
dude.
home. So what I did was, and obviously, pants are destroyed. Shorts are destroyed. Yes, I don't
Bien cagado. Yeah.
remember. Bien
You're
cagado.
walking like a penguin and shit.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, a little bit, yeah. And then I don't remember. I think I might have thrown a straight up drop trowel and thrown my underwear away, but my shorts were
yeah,
stained,
yeah, shit.
right?
dude.
And there's a huge like stain. You could totally tell what happened.
Oh,
And
fuck.
so, what I did was, if it was like
Fuck.
noon, and it wasn't like late at night, right? So, when I saw people walking around, people parked on the street all over there. So I would go in between a parked car, and like to hide like my shit stain from people, and then come out when they passed me.
Holy fuck.
And I did that for a mile all the way home to my apartment.
Hell yeah. Kudos to
Fuck,
them.
dude.
And I walked in there, dude, and thankfully I walked in the back door. And from the back door, my roommate was in the living room, and I saw he was in the living room. But the bathroom is before the living room, so I went right in the bathroom, showered, wrapped myself in a towel, and walked to my room. And I threw the shorts in the garbage. But I covered, like put like
You put it
on
inside
the
a
bottom
bag
of
or
the
something?
garbage. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Ooh, fuck. Yeah, chorro's like the worst. Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
you start sweating, you get the goosebumps, dude. Like your asshole's
never-
like
I never had
this, like
explosive
throbbing.
diarrhea like that before in my life. Like
There was no
I couldn't
holding
do
that.
anything about
There
it.
was no.
I
That
couldn't
should be
do
hurting
anything.
though. Like after like the 5th time, I'm like, fuck.
Dude, it was so bad. And it was so fun. I just never told my roommate about it. Never did. I was just like,
Well, thank
You
you.
really got out of a shitty situation, buddy.
yeah.
Thank you for telling that shit story,
You're
dude.
welcome, dude. Yeah, it's a good way to wrap it up.
Yeah, Adam. Thank you for joining us today,
Thank
dude.
you, dude.
Yeah, thanks for
Nice
having
meeting
me.
you,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we were able to have you on, dude. Like I mentioned bringing you on the podcast earlier when we first started, when we were talking about having guests, because you're like, we've always had good rapport and good friendship, and you always, we always have like good stories that we share. So, and I feel like we didn't even
dude.
get deep enough, like to
No.
your upbringing, stories you've told me, like with your grandmother.
Dude. Yeah,
so-
there's so much.
So we're definitely gonna have you back, dude.
For sure.
And definitely, share another podcast experience.
Round 2.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
But did you wanna like promote anything? or-
Yeah, you can catch me on TikTok. My TikTok is Adam Bro Chill. My Instagram's Adam from the Fountain. And yeah, you can see me. I run a stand-up showcase in Chicago at CIC Theater. Come check me out if you're ever in the city.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Let me know when he has a show, man. I'm going.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Well, no, yeah, I got a show, like a booked show on a showcase coming up in like it's either next Sunday or the following. So
Okay,
I'll send you.
Awesome.
definitely. All right, man.
Cool.
Hell
Peace
yeah.
out, guys.
Peace out.
Later.
Go to Roots.